This is a test donation for $36. This is a test donation for $36.
Yo, shout out for the 5. What's going on? Somebody said, somebody wanted me on the panel, or I don't know what the fuck. Somebody said something. What were you guys talking about? The DM has the clip. Who's the DM? I don't know. I know what DM means. I mean, obviously. You test my camera. Of course. Take a picture of my ass. Yeah, I mean, just a low-key night. I'm not gonna tweet that I'm live. I'm not gonna fucking go on Instagram and tell people I'm live. Look, if you're here, you're fucking here. If you're not, I don't give two flying fucks. It's your responsibility to pull up. It's mine to stream. We got games to finish, man. Oh, the camera fee wasn't paid for. What am I doing? Yeah, I feel like we gotta finish God of War this week, unfortunately. I don't want to be backed up on games. So they cooking Abba? Cooking them how? D. Smith with that. Damn. Yo, what's up with this camera, bro? Damn.
We hear.
Yeah, I was in his stream, but I guess he didn't see the dono. D. Smith with that 50? Oh, with the 00 twist? Shit, because you know how black people love doing this shit. You know that, but I was doing that before, like, I was doing that shit before, like, everybody else was doing it. Before it turned into, like, a, you know, like a straight up 00 arm movement. Like, I've been doing that. What are they even talking about? Let me see what the fuck they were, like, let me see what they're talking about. Let me see. Because I know Destiny's been streaming, like, all fucking day. Musk says blocked Twitter users won't be allowed back until the process is in place. Elon Musk said Twitter won't let anyone who was removed from the service for violating rules back on the platform until the company has a clear process in place, which he said will take at least a few weeks. Wow, that means I could get my original account back with 30,000 followers. Because I submitted an appeal actually a couple days ago, and it was on that bullshit still. I'm just gonna look. I didn't say I was gonna join the call. I just want to see what the fuck's going on. I'm really not in the mood to, like, you know, be on some panel shit right now. Bro, what did I just press? My bad. Meant to go to my desktop. T Grizzly comment. Oh, you mean from my alternate that's me from an alternate universe on that Twitter. The current me is still locked away on the 30K account. Yo, what is that doing here? What the fuck? All right. Oh yeah, that's when we was like saying how much niggas aged. All right. All right.
Catfish, no. If you catfish, fatfish, whalefish, I don't care what it is. If you do that, okay, you are doing something worse than being mean. You're wasting people's time. You're wasting people's emotional investment.
Worse than being mean.
Yes, it is.
It's way worse.
Stop.
What do you wait?
No, stop. This is crazy. I just want to make sure I understand.
Listen, hold on. You're talking about wasting time. You've been sitting with Destiny for 3 hours. You don't have anything to do. You know, so it's like, what is wasting time really?
Okay, that's hilarious. That's funny.
Wait. That's totally different. One's consensual. How can you argue that being mean is way worse than catfishing somebody and like lying to somebody?
Okay, but how much do you have to tell somebody on a profile? You see pictures of them. Do you have to disclose your bank account too?
Okay, but if the narrative was true, fucking Destiny.
Yeah,
it's an honest question. Abba, would you still would you have?
Yo, I just clicked on this shit, and I already see dick sucking ass niggas in the chat, so I'm not interested. Like,
that's insane.
It could be. He's a huge creator. Being a huge creator is a huge responsibility.
It's
literally permitted and even fun, and we can even have it as a treat.
of course it don't matter, but I just don't feel like hopping in this shit.
Destiny, if you cover a news article, okay, let's say it's not the greatest news article, but you cover it, you're on stream, and then you mention somebody's name, and you're like, this person's a piece of shit. According to this news article, they're a piece of shit, and they go off and kill themselves, and then afterwards you find out that what's in the news article isn't true. Is it your fault?
I would never do that.
Who's on the call? Is just Abba, like some girl in Destiny? Nah, because I'm hopping into a conversation and I like don't have any idea what's going on, so.
Never looked at a news article and made commentary on it?
Not without having all the information first.
This fucking sneaky little sneakster. Oh my god.
He tried. So we all know. Okay, so we good. As long as I could get him on record, we all know he's just trolling. It's okay.
I'm not trolling at all. I do my
Yeah,
best.
you're dead serious right now.
Yeah, when I'm insulting people, I know what I'm talking about. Okay,
I
I'm not
just
just looking
want-
for easy victims on the internet to score brownie points with my community
just
while I
want
dehumanize people struggling with
That's
weight
cap.
issues.
That's cap. That's cap. Maybe not weight issues, but you definitely
Oh,
want-
fat shaming? I don't believe in fat
They're
shaming.
real, bro.
Yeah, they
I
are
just-
real.
Let's make.
I just want to appreciate that. I feel like when it comes to fat people, we all get anally like tight as soon as jokes come up or roasting or comments come up. And I feel like this is one of the few groups where they see that with. And I think if we're all being honest, the only reason that this is a deal is because she's fat.
I
Now,
think it's just because it was unwarranted, and that you're just you're incorrect about that part. But okay, I see what you're saying.
I think the unwarranted part made it worse, but I absolutely think that
No, I think it's
even-
unwarranted even under the context that you thought it was. But like, yeah, we're just going in circles at this point.
Seems like he just wants fat people to kill themselves. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, is that what you want me to do? 'Cause that's what it feels like.
Just say
I
it.
think-
Tell them.
I think
I already.
Like, you guys all know how I feel about you guys all know how I feel about people who are overweight and crying about it. Like, it's literally a cosmetic issue. It's something that can be fixed. It's not something that you should cry about. There's no such thing as fat shaming.
I think I
anything.
treat fat people the way I treat feminists. You know what I mean? Equal jokes for everybody. I don't care, women, whatever it is.
I knew
Everybody
it
can
after
get
this. No, I'm saying or like how you're approaching this. It's the wrong question. It's the wrong way to approach it with this like equal rights, equal fights thing.
All right.
Because like, Papa Gut's bringing this criticism to you,
Mhm.
and I guess the way that he framed the criticism.
The guy's
you know,
name, what's the
board,
guy's
like,
name?
endless
Papa
divisive
Gut?
comparisons, and you're kind of just pointing to like, well, it's justified because other.
His name is Papa Gut. Oh, damn. I started dropping frames for no reason. What the fuck? I dropped like 1,100 frames out of nowhere. You said he made a video on me? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, this fucking guy. Ah. But tell me this isn't lit, though.
When you're drunk, ooh, or don't text me at all.
Your life literally is as valuable as a summer ant. I'm just gonna stump you. You're gonna keep coming back. I'm gonna seal up all my cracks. You're gonna keep coming back. Why? Because you keep smelling the syrup. You worthless bitch ass nigga. You're gonna stay on my dick until you die. You serve no purpose in life. Your purpose in life is to be in my stream sucking on my dick daily. Your purpose in life is to be in that chat blowing a dick daily. Your life is nothing. You serve zero purpose. You should kill yourself now. Damn, these niggas just be taking my shit. 286K LTG Pro Tip. 327K. Low tier guys. Legendary shit. You said the audio's fucked? Where? Anybody else having an audio issue? All right, so damn, this dude made videos about me. Let's see. Let me see. What's he talking about?
Other people do this and other people do that, and why doesn't anybody get equally as mad about this?
Absolutely.
Rather than just staking it on principles of how people ought to.
I know some negative shit. Like, who makes positive videos about me? There's no, there's not a market for making positive videos about me. Oh, the little damn. So he, of course, reacted to this fake ass bullshit.
All right, guys.
God.
I can hear you now. What's up?
Oh man,
Actually, what's going on, man?
Terrible.
Nothing much. Just hanging out.
All right, I'm gonna turn myself down here because their audio is abysmal. Well, it's LowTierGod's audio. But...
Ask, how did you find out about me?
There's like a whole tier of streamers that are just fascinating to watch. So
Let's
you used to
see.
be in this bucket of people of like, not just me, but like DSP. You know who that is?
This is good. Am I good? Is my audio good? Let's go.
Of course.
Okay, yeah, DSP, Wings of Redemption, LowTierGod, like all, kind of like the crazy internet antics. So there's just like a bunch of like old like YouTubers and stuff that I used to watch their shit that I thought was like really funny. You were part of that.
Yo, what makes these bum ass niggas think that I don't have a YouTube platform? DSP is because so when I was first trying to do the whole YouTube thing, why do people think that I don't have a fucking YouTube plaque? Like, how corny? The plaque's not even like a lit plaque. Like, it's like a plastic type of thing.
To be treated, which I think is where Papa Gut was saying.
Yo.
Blur, that's it. You want to make fun of someone because they're black? You certainly can.
Oh, so whale was a slur?
We do it all the time. Even we do it. And if it became a slur, then you can certainly make that argument, but it's never become one, so you'll have to address
Wait's not immutable. Wait is not an immutable thing.
Stop. You're also correct about that. But
It can be.
Stop. When Wesley Snipes was on the scene, people were calling him Darkness Falls. Nobody had no issue with it.
Bro, I haven't even opened that shit yet, because it's like, it's nothing lit. Like,
Well, that's not necessarily
Me and Papa God would have problems with it.
the fuck is a plaque, bro?
It's a lot more socially palatable to make jokes about fat people than black people. It's not very easy to do.
Sure. And if you want to make the argument that we should be able to make jokes about
in the reverse, before you were saying
no.
like, no, fat people are the most whatever red flags or whatever. Like that's not true. Like
I think
Yo, I forgot how I had it. I think I had it plugged into my PC. I don't think I had it plugged into my
I have no
speakers.
problem with it. Go ahead. I'm saying that the only reason that folks came out of here is because fat people are put in this protective bubble where you cannot make fun of them in public without it being a big deal. If you want to include black people in that bubble, you certainly can. You could probably put trans people in that. You could probably put trans people in that bubble if you wanted to try. You could put a bunch of things, but it doesn't change the fact
Have you ever been fat at any point in your life? Have you ever been like obese or overweight?
I have, but that has no relevance on this discussion.
Really?
Yes.
Because you
why is
felt
that
like when you were obese or overweight, you felt like people put you in like a special box where they didn't touch your weight or criticize you for it. Are you serious?
I felt like people felt uncomfortable about making comments about it. Yes.
Really?
All right, what do you want me to do?
When I was deathly skinny, I had a collapsed lung from being so thin. People made comments every single day about how skinny I was without fail. Okay.
Are you happy that they did it though? Is it a good thing that they made comments?
That's not the point. That's not what we're talking about.
That is the point, 'cause that's what we're talking about.
Stop. We're derailing it. We're
justifiable.
moving off the point. The point is whether or not these things are commonplace and they're socially accepted. And so my point to you is it's absolutely socially accepted to make any comment you want about someone being skinny, but as far
Bro, I
as
can't even
fat,
fucking hear
that's
anyway,
different.
so.
Okay.
Okay. But
So as long as that's the case, we can just make fun of
They're
anybody for
different,
anything.
but they're
Sounds
kind
base.
of both bad.
What'd you say?
how about this? If somebody if somebody went on a date with a woman and they found out that she couldn't have kids,
You talking about this shit right here?
make fun of her uterus.
yeah, and make fun of her for calling her barren or whatever, would that
Called
be
her
acceptable?
uterus, yeah.
In what context? So are you asking me if
Well,
they
they're
should be
lying.
able
And you
to?
didn't get the consensual date. Like that's what the fundamentals is. Would you
Hold
be
on.
able to make fun
No,
of her
stop.
for being barren?
If she's going on a bunch of dates or she's getting in relationships with people and she's lying about the
Bro,
fact that she can't
I'm not shy at all. What are you talking about? The guy made 2 fucking videos about it.
That's fine. And you
The
can
fuck you mean don't do it?
Struggling with the fact that they can't have kids, and that's really eating at them. So I wouldn't fuck with them. on that.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
And
It's like
that's
Abba doesn't
perfectly
understand
fine.
intergenerational trauma or anything at all.
Oh my.
No,
Yo.
it's not that.
Let's
I think the biggest problem is that like So your argument is that like you shouldn't be getting after me for making this because it's really socially acceptable to do it to these other to short people, right? Okay, so fast forward 20 years. If it's now unacceptable to make fun of short people, would you be backing off of this
That's not
claim?
you're misrepresenting my premise. My premise is simple: is that we should make fun of folks for pretty much anything.
Yeah, what the fuck these niggas talking about? Don't join.
Because of the historical context of them. But outside of that, I think you should be able to make fun of people for pretty much anything. Now, if you want to say to me that there are certain situations,
I can't hear anyway. So,
for example, let's say if someone's just walking down the street and you start roasting them, I wouldn't say that's okay. They didn't do anything to deserve that, or they didn't even really get. But if someone does something evil, okay, and we as a society pretty much accept it, or someone does someone that you think is extremely unethical, plenty of people feel it's fine to roast folks. Now you may
disagree.
disagree.
It's extremely unethical. Is that what you're saying? To not tell people you're like fat or barren? Is that what you're saying?
What you just say?
Do you think it's extremely unethical for somebody to not say that they can't have kids on a date? Is that what you're saying?
You being barren or not is not something that you would just convey to somebody initially. If you're taking pictures online and you're hiding the fact that you're fat, that's completely different than conveying to someone the fact that you're barren or not. Do you not see the difference between those two things?
Like this is so.
This is so autistic. Like these comparisons are fucking stupid.
Imagine telling a sexual assault victim and being like, well, if you're not immediately open with the person you're talking to, that hey, you've got a bit of trauma around sexuality, that now you're catfishing. Nobody's making that argument. There's a big gap between like not telling people like very deep, personal, intimate details about yourself versus lying about how you look.
Excuse me, what can be more deep and intimate than how much you weigh? You're literally saying people should put a fucking scale in their second picture and they need to disclose their exact weight. What's next? Their waist measurements?
Oh
my
God.
How much bad argument?
One other example that I think would work really well.
When you see somebody in real life, you can evaluate how you like them, how you don't like them. You don't have to call them a fucking whale. That is disgusting.
Okay, so I can't take you seriously if you're not arguing seriously. I can't do it.
What are you talking about? He's being a fat ally right now. What are you talking about?
Yeah, just call it all a joke, dude. Whatever.
Yeah, but I can also I can hear the fucking snickering, lying chuckle.
You guys are just
You're really close to making an acceptable joke to Abba there. Okay.
New example. Okay, new example. A trans woman goes on a date, doesn't disclose that she is trans.
Nah, I know my mic is muted, but
wait, hold on. You can tell though, right?
Oh, we can hear you now. LowTierGod.
Whoa. Okay, so what I was saying, a trans woman goes on a date with somebody, doesn't disclose that she's trans, and that person, upon finding out that they are trans, calls them a man.
But that's a different thing.
Are you comparing misgendering somebody intentionally to?
Well, you understand the fundamentals of her argument.
Asking. I'm not
it's not the same.
One way or the other. I'm just asking.
Kato, is
it not analogous? It's like
mocking somebody.
Wait,
being mean
can you roast that person?
Jokes.
Can you roast a trans person? Absolutely.
No. Okay.
Well, what do you want me to say? Why wouldn't you be able
to make an argument one way or the other? I was just asking.
I can't stop laughing. I'm sorry. I can't construct an argument. Fundamentally, what she's asking.
Let's move on from this example because it's stupid. So
no, it's a good example. I just think you want it to be stupid. It destroys your entire all of your logic.
I have a better example though than this one.
Here we go. Okay,
you said I'm not muted.
Hi, LowTierGod. We can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, there's a guy in here named what's his name, Gut King or something like that. Papa Gut.
Hold on. Wait, hold on. You can see my fucking name. Like you can't read Papa Gut, dude.
No, I can't read Papa Gut. Just like you don't understand. For some reason, you don't understand. So we're talking about people fat shaming, but at the same time, what are you doing?
How come you came in so disrespectful by not?
I've seen a couple of videos that you did that was disrespect.
Oh shit! Like what? What'd I do?
What are you talking about? You're reacting to something that's fake. So I don't know. Maybe I should react to a Papa Gut fat shaming video.
I'd be pretty funny actually. You should.
Is there anything I could actually look at since we're on the topic of not being able to talk about fat people, but put black people in the same? I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think that you should react to any video you want and put
Papa Gut. I never even heard of this guy until today.
I
don't know. I just had to hop in for the simple fact that I seen something about fat shaming.
What's the video that I reacted to that you feel like is bad?
Come on, man. Don't play stupid.
What's the video?
Wait, Papa Gut was here defending Arabis, and now he was saying something about black people. We getting spicy.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm the perfect guy. I'm the perfect black guy on the internet to react to for a reaction. So,
okay, I mean, what is that? I'm not. Just be upfront and honest about what your problem is. Like, don't play the dancing.
I mean, there is no actual problem. I just actually seen that there was a fat guy who was complaining about being fat shamed. So how can you? I want to know how can you be fat shamed?
As a fat man, nobody fat shames me. So that's the thing.
But how can somebody complain about being fat shamed when it's a cosmetic issue that can be fixed?
Well, it's not cosmetic. It's bad for your arteries too. But my question is like, what video are you referring to?
Now we're going back to the video, or are we talking about how you can cosmetically fix yourself?
It sounds like you're not going to.
I'm gonna moderate. I'm gonna moderate. Just chill.
Okay.
So, LowTierGod, is there a video that you want to bring up with him, or do you want to just talk about this fat shaming stuff?
I mean, it's not really about the video, but since he talked about me, I thought that I would hop in, especially since.
And what do you want? What do you want to say to this? What do you want to say to him?
What do I want to say about fat shaming? It doesn't exist.
Okay.
Hey, go on.
I disagree.
Go on, high tier God. Go for it.
Fat shaming doesn't exist because it's a cosmetic issue. It's controllable. So how can you shame something that's controllable? I don't know. You tell me.
It exists, you're just fine.
Hold
with
on.
it.
So absolutely, 100%. Every fat person that's fat, it's their fault, right?
Basically, if you're a fat adult, it's your fault.
What's the moderation, dude? Sorry, it was just being a little fun. Listen. It is 100% the responsibility of any fat person that they're fat. Like even a health issue makes it harder, but you can usually do something. It's got to be like a huge outlier to not be fat. That being said, it's usually the behaviors that a fat person is like exhibiting. A lot of times it's some kind of like mental health thing or like a bad relationship with food, stress eating or something, or coping with eating, hating themselves to the point where they don't want to move or they don't want to act. Well, yeah, move. Don't want to actually like move into a better place of being more healthy. Like that's the issue, right? I don't think that we should go around just shitting on fat people just for their existence of being fat. It's fine to like talk shit about fat people, make jokes. I just don't think that it's always warranted to just constantly criticize people for being fat for no reason. It's just a respect thing. I don't think that people should just do it as like lighthearted, fun jokes. That's fine, but that's fundamentally how I feel about that.
I mean, we're not shitting on fat people. What we're doing is actually not allowing them to feel bad about, you know, basically saying that they're fat when it's something that's controllable.
No, so what's happening is like this is like the concern troll argument. We're like, well, what we're trying to do is help them not be fat by making them realize it's bad. If you actually want fat people to lose weight, you wouldn't like go into a route that's like effectively to an extent like bullies people. Fat people who feel bullied are just going to continue to eat because they're not going to care about themselves and they're slowly going to eat themselves to death.
Yeah, shame
that's actually not entirely true.
That's mostly true.
Hold on. And there are some cultures in which fat shaming is very prevalent and that people do keep their obesity down. They do report that in some foreign countries. Also, I would also say that not everyone has the same modus operandi, meaning for some people they react really well. Some people react really well to negative stimuli or like negative.
I think most people don't.
But if you want to make the argument that it's not the most effective way, I do agree. I just don't think it's for everyone. That's
Abba's not even trying to do like social work here.
Hold on, that's what I just said in the same words. So thank you for
bring up the gross.
I said that generally speaking, shaming fat people is not going to make them lose weight. So if you actually care, you're not going to like shame fat people. There are people who respond really well to it, but that's the argument that I made.
True, and it's not about health. That's always been like a huge concern, troll, because I mean, maybe this is anecdotal, but I feel like fat people get more shit even at the gym than skinny, ripped people do for working out. Like 100%. People side-eye fat people for trying to work out. They're literally in the environment where they're trying to make themselves better and improve.
So rare. That is actually not.
That's actually
really
so
true.
cap.
That
most people
so
who
not
are fat,
true.
Wait, that's a lie. Most
this
people
is
who
so
are fat
shamed
who
in
go to the
culture.
gym
This
are
is so
actually
shamed.
encouraged by other people and ways. That is such a patented fucking lie.
Wait, hold on. What are you guys getting this from? Like, what's your experience with this situation?
I've been a regular member of multiple gym cultures for years. The reality is that anyone who does that to overweight people...
No. Wait,
Kyla,
hold on.
that's like coming in and saying, I've never been racially discriminated against and saying racial discrimination doesn't exist. What did you know about that?
I can't take you seriously. Stop it. What I'm saying is, in these spaces, hold on, just to be clear, there are people who sometimes do this at gyms, but any regular gym goer will absolutely shame the fuck out of people.
That's completely false. That's completely false.
Sorry, Papa, you don't have time to talk here. Kyla's telling us about her fat experience. Go ahead, pretty woman Kyla, tell us, please. What do fat people experience? How many fat people do you see at your fucking climbing gyms?
I'm not muted.
Hey,
lots.
They're
what they're. Yeah, there's actually a lot. There's actually a lot. So I'll let Papa go, and then LowTierGod. So go ahead, Papa.
Okay, so listen. People don't know this about me, but like I used to like train a little bit more seriously. Not super serious. I was never super strong. I had like a 600-pound pull. I had like a 250-pound log press. I used to do like farmers walks. I loved strongman.
Facts.
And I still do, but like in every single serious gym circle, everybody is the nicest person I've ever been in my life. But those don't make up the majority of gym goers. Most gym goers are like kind of not most are assholes, but I know as like a fat person at the gym, I still would get criticized for being fat. You could overhear it. They're snickering, they're laughing.
What the fuck planet is this?
Stop. Let him finish.
You never go to the gym and
let him finish. Destiny, I know it's your stream, but I'm taking control.
It's the same. It's the same thing with like some of my fat friends. Even when they're more serious about like lifting and they know what they're doing, people still like laugh and snicker. It's not the serious gym goers that like believe in gym culture. Those people are usually like great people. It's the most of the other people who go to these gyms that are like fucking assholes. That's what it comes down to. And it can be very difficult for fat people to like go to the gym and then like they looked at and snickered at and be like, oh, this is disgusting. Even if they're walking on the treadmill and they're like, ew, well, gross. Yeah, that's a thing. Sure.
I just want you to like understand where I'm coming from with it, Abba.
I already
Even
do.
if you don't think
No, hold on.
Yes, but Abba.
Sorry, not me. Sorry.
I said LowTierGod would go next. I'm sorry, Aaron. You're gonna have to wait. Okay, we'll get the communist rant afterwards. LowTierGod.
I'm not good at that, but okay.
Can I go after the comment?
Curious. No, I'm just saying for somebody that hits
Can
the
I go
gym.
after the Cherry?
So I hit the gym about 6-7 days a week. So if anything, I've never actually made fun of anybody that is fat and trying to lose the weight. It's more so I'm clowning the people who are trying to look cool while working out. Like wearing fucking Balenciaga sneakers while working out, dunks. Like we don't make fun of fat people in the gym. That's just, I think that's.
I know you don't, LowTierGod, but I'm saying, do you think it's unreasonable for?
I do.
Some do.
What?
Yes.
Guys,
Some
goblin
teenagers
stop.
do.
Listen, you
Okay,
guys are
come on,
using
let
your
me make my
female
argument.
privilege to cut him off. Please, LowTierGod, finish.
No, I'm just saying, me personally, somebody that has been going to the gym for years, I've never even been in any type of circle where we're clowning somebody that's being fat. If anything, we're clowning people who, like I said, are trying to look cool, or females that are wearing like booty scrunchy shorts. I call it ass fishing. Like we're laughing at shit like that. We're not laughing at the people that's really trying to correct, you know, the mistake or correct the eating habits and fix themselves. Because like I said, being overweight is a cosmetic issue. It's something that you can't help and can't fix as an
How
adult.
do you know that they're not trying to correct themselves? Since, like,
Wait,
that people aren't just going to go around and be like, I'm trying to correct myself. Like in general, how do you know? Like just
Can I
the
speak as someone
fundamentally.
who was obese
Okay,
and
sorry,
lost the
go
weight?
on.
Because I feel like this always
The
gets
worst
hijacked
person.
by this gets hijacked by fat people who are still fucking fat. You guys have a lot of excuses. 'cause
Wait,
it's
what gets
really hard to
hijacked?
lose weight. I was fat.
Oh my
I went to the gym. I lost the weight.
on?
No one was fucking laughing at me. And it's really hard work, but like, I don't know. I just imagine in my head
Hard
you
work?
probably
Didn't you
made
get
up
surgery?
excuses. Yeah. Do you
Oh,
think that I
damn.
can?
Wait.
Do you think
You
that you
got a
can
bypass,
only
you had an
overcome
gastric
obesity
sleeve.
without?
That's cheating.
Without
though.
going to
Hey,
the
I'm
gym.
not even gonna front you. Bipolar is so awesome. This shit was lit.
It's not bipolar, it's borderline. But
Borderline.
No,
that
no,
shit.
no.
Hey,
Borderline.
hey, Cherry,
Look
Cherry,
up-
you got me on
okay.
the border of my
You
seat
wanna-
right
Cherry,
now.
how can I make this
But
about
wait, hold on,
Lad,
guys. I want to go
Lad,
back
we're
to Aaron.
talking about obesity.
Hold
and
on, I have a
do you
huge
think that
issue
the
right now.
success rate after a gastric surgery is high?
Isn't it like
Yeah.
5%?
It's it's
The
incredibly low,
relapse
apparently.
rate is
Super
through
high.
the roof. That
Yeah,
surgery
that's
does not
cap. Can
solve
you guys
the
hear me?
fucking problem.
I
You have
muted
to
it real
actually
quick.
carb your diet. You have to actually go to the fucking gym and not just
Facts.
quit because you think somebody's laughing at you. No one's paying attention to you. Okay, you don't look
Yikes.
good
Bad
after
look
the
for
surgery.
You, Lav. Oof.
Facts.
You
Okay,
just got
so
Wow.
fucking destroyed.
And
So-
I've
so-
had
so-
the weight
so-
off for 3 fucking
I
years.
bet. I just
I
want to
know,
know.
I wanna go to- No.
Very perfect.
Okay, we're gonna stop. No. So Aaron has been patiently waiting, and even though she's a communist, she waited her turn. You go next.
Thank you. I just want to say that I feel like you guys are kind of like, you have to have your head up your ass if you guys seriously don't think that it's harder to work out as a fat person and more like self-conscious than you are if you're skinny.
Yes,
Because
self-conscious,
imagine-
internal,
Wait, can I-
insecurity,
can I-
Stop.
not
Hold up.
external.
Cherry,
Can I please make my fucking point? Okay.
Yes, go.
So you're telling me that there's no difference between the way fat people working out in a gym are viewed as athletic people, right? That's what you guys are saying. Like there's no difference between these things. All of these patrons are treated basically the same.
I think we should compare.
Can I respond?
Because
Okay,
Yes,
go
I,
ahead.
like,
go ahead,
I just think it's-
Kyler, go ahead.
Wait, I
what?
didn't get to finish making my point.
Oh, you
Okay,
asked a
I do have
question.
to
I'm
ask
sorry.
questions.
I thought you were wanting to respond. Sorry.
No. I just think that like, okay, if I'm imagining like, okay, somebody gives me the option, like you could go into
I
the
know,
gym
I
right
know.
now with a 6-pack, or you could go in 600 pounds, and like, which would you rather do? How would you rather look if you had to go in there and do jumping jacks in front of everybody?
But okay, maybe I'm misunderstanding, but it sounds like what they're alleging is that fat people who go into the gym are not receiving this kind of discrimination that's trying to discourage them. Just because you feel self-conscious or you're feeling weird, it doesn't mean that when you go into the gym, a bunch of people are making comments about you or trying to discourage you. In fact, what they're alleging is that the opposite's happening, that people are generally very supportive, and that if fat people are trying to change their life, most people get behind them.
Okay,
And
yeah. The
And,
people
and,
that
and,
get found
and, and I'll
on-
just say briefly, anecdotally, when I was on forums, like when I was on online forums live, especially like the one called bodybuilding.com, there was actually so many stories of people going from fat to skinny. And like, I'm telling you, the entire forum was getting behind these people and they're changing stories.
Yeah.
I do not feel like that same thing happens when it comes to skinny
I don't
people.
know. I
So
think
in
it's
terms
just
of
like
societal
it's a
encouragement
fake
for people
stigma,
trying to change their
guys.
life. I think generally people are very supportive.
It's not
of
gym
folks
culture.
who are trying to go through that.
Yes.
But-
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Okay,
you
there
wanna
are.
understand
Can I just
how,
outline?
like,
sorry.
I've been waiting.
So you can go ahead, Erudite, and then we'll go to Lav.
Thank you, Sensei. Okay, there are, just to be clear, certain subsets of people in the gym that will be nasty to fat people. I'm not going to pretend that they don't exist. They're usually one of three types. They're fucking Sarm Goblin teenagers, psychopath CEO antisocial gym guys, or the old 40-year-old guy who's like, back in my day, I was the quarterback in high school. And then they do like the most insane
much
athletic stuff
appreciated.
that you know is breaking your
Hogan.
body.
And
Those
omnilateral.
people
Thanks for joining. I
will
appreciate it.
sometimes snicker. The antisocial, the gym teenagers are going to snicker and make comments. The 40-year-old men are going to like look down at you and whatnot. The reality, though, is that there's a small subset of gym goers that are mean to fat people and do judge them. There's a really small subset as well that also goes above and beyond to give extra assistance and support to fat people. And the vast majority of people in the gym, most of your gym bros, most of your average gym goers, feel slightly positive about the
How
fact
do I
that
make it
people
where
are
you can
making
see the
good
cam?
life choices.
Because my cam
That's
is
the
connected to a
reality of the gym.
4K cam link.
True.
Why is it that every time you talk, you try to sound like you're saying a sermon? Do you need to do that?
Period, queen.
Okay.
So that's just not my
I mean, because
experience, but I
there's no
appreciate
issue
what
with the
you're
guy.
Okay.
Like,
All right. So I'm going to go
I'm not
to
about
Lav. Lav is a formerly always skinny person. What do you want to say?
Please, Lab, we need your input on this desperately.
We should talk about like
I
proper
think she's
squat
gone.
depth. Is what I think what we should talk about.
I think she's gone.
Speechless.
Cherry, what did you want to say?
No, I'm back.
I
I'm
wanted
back,
to
I'm
say
back,
for
I'm back.
Oh,
okay.
sorry.
go.
Lab heard it was her chance to talk. She came running to the house.
She's so desperate
Galloping.
for attention. Well, go ahead, Lav.
As someone with a perfect body, I'm the perfect feminine body. No, I used to be a little chubby, but
Shut up.
people
It's
don't-
stolen valor. Stop.
No, I was 150 pounds at 5'1", which is
Doubt
definitely
it.
chubby.
Okay, it's okay. We won't just go ahead. Believe her.
Okay. I don't.
But
Go ahead.
I think that this whole gym talk, who the fuck cares? Isn't diet like 15% of what makes you lose weight? Just stop eating.
It's like 95% diet.
True.
The person with
Yeah,
an
like,
eating
just
disorder
stop-
tells
just stop
people to
fucking
stop
eating.
eating. Just
Did you say
Well, she's
something?
not,
Wait, lab
she's not wrong. You don't have to go to the gym. It's more about like calories in,
Cherry,
calories
no,
out.
no
Right?
need to get
Yeah.
personal.
What?
Let's
Wait, do I have an eating disorder?
stop. We're
That's
not
what
going to
you
get into
said.
personal stuff. I think it always veers off into
If
that.
you don't, you should.
When Cherry is like, "Why you bring up my BPD?"
Okay, I really
And
don't
then
care
it's
about
like,
your beef with Cherry, so let's just move past it. So, Papa,
Well, hold on. Maybe we need to address this.
all right.
It's
So
personal.
without
for the
making personal
100th
attacks,
time.
I would say without making personal attacks, eating healthy is absolutely a huge part of it, and the way to eat healthy is not by starving yourself. People in the gym who get the most
No, you don't need to starve yourself, but you need to be in a caloric deficit. Like even
Oh my
like
God, she's a
Yeah, but
physicist
you're
too.
adjusting
But
the
you-
rate is set by
you
your muscle
saying
amount.
just stop eating is not making that clear.
If you stop eating, you will lose weight. I mean, that is true.
It's healthy.
I
mean, it depends on
Oh,
somebody's
yeah,
metabolism.
A huge weight, yeah. Your metabolism is set by your muscle amount. Like if you have a lot of extra muscle, it increases your resting metabolic rate.
Hello, we have a Coke.
Makes you hungry.
Hold on, that is not cope. I'm just spitting facts. If I sound like a preacher, it's because I'm fucking preaching the truth right now, brothers and sisters. Okay?
Massive Coke. We got some white woman privilege.
No one
Dude.
knows too much about.
Hold on, wait. If that was true, then shouldn't fat people lose tons of weight because they have to have more muscle to carry around all their fat?
They do.
They do lose weight.
When they lose weight faster than
Hold on,
anybody
but
can
in the
gain
world of
muscle.
Kyla, here's Kyla's math, okay? If you want to lose weight, gain more muscle, which you do by getting fat, and now you can eat more. Now you're going to magically lose weight. Why would anybody be fat ever
If you
then?
don't change your diet at all and you just still have surplus of calories, it's a problem. But one of the fastest ways to lose weight is to decrease your diet a little bit and hold on a bunch of muscle. This is just like.
Oh, so you're saying you can build muscle and
Whoa.
get caloric deficit?
All right, technically the fastest way to lose weight is to speed up your
Nobody told me I
metabolism.
was quiet as fuck, huh? How come nobody told me I was quiet as fuck?
Because that's how we prefer you, Stardust, when we can barely hear you. That's just how we like it. Okay,
Wow.
so
That's fucked
I
up.
like Stardust.
so I'm just trolling. Don't worry, I'm just playing.
So
No, you said it. So now it's done, Ava. It's done. We're enemies now.
20 minutes of cardio. Like you don't need to work out that fucking much. You just need to eat a fuck ton less. And you can do
I don't think it's that easy. It's not that easy.
There it is.
No, this is terrible.
Now you don't even need to work out.
It's not that easy.
I think.
Oh,
Can I?
Erudite, the other body in chat, tell us.
Can I?
I would love.
Sorry, Papa. We're listening to the pretty young women right now telling us how to.
I feel like instead of just talking about pseudoscience and what people think they know about fitness, can we not just get back to the original discussion, which is about fat shaming?
No, I kind of like this one actually.
It's not fucking pseudoscience, just to be clear. I'm not encouraging people to be anorexic. I'm encouraging people to put on muscle mass and keep eating, and you'll still lose weight.
Heads up, Kyla literally got Ayurvedic medicine, okay? Ayurvedic medicine, and she's telling you how to diet.
Oh no, even I know Ayurvedic isn't all that.
Okay.
So.
She's like, you're too vanilla erudite, so I'm gonna trigger the fuck out of you.
We're losing
everything about yourself.
We're losing the plot. We're losing the plot. So let's
What
go
about
back
this?
to the original contention.
Well, let's not go back to the original. I think we've exhausted.
No, because LowTierGod. LowTierGod still got a beef with you, and that's what we really want to get down to.
Give me the beef. What's up, brother? I don't know why you hate me so.
I'm not sure we have the beef. I literally just found out about this guy today. Somebody in my chat was like, "Yo, this guy dropped 2 videos on you." I'm like, "Who the hell is this guy?" I Googled you.
So I want to ask you.
Wait, let me respond to that really quick. I watched your conversation with Destiny. I thought it was cool. That was like one of the videos I talked about.
That I didn't look at, but once I
thought it was actually good. I didn't like fuck LowTierGod. What a piece of shit.
but don't suck him off in person. Now I want you to be honest, okay? Papa good.
Okay.
What's your beef with LowTierGod? Because you said something you don't like.
You want to know my biggest beef with him? Is that I watch your squat depth is terrible.
No, don't joke around. Be serious.
Wait. Hold on. All right, so
what are you talking about? I don't know.
Wait. Squat depth is terrible. Okay, so let me ask you a question. How tall are you?
I'm 6'4".
Okay, 6'4". I'm 6'5". Okay. Squat depth. I mean, you know what range of motion is. I usually go ass to grass. What are you talking about?
I don't know, bro. I saw a video. It looked like you were half squatting, brother.
What video is this? You're talking about the video from what, 3 years ago?
I don't know. Maybe. Sure.
Yeah, it was probably a video from 3 years ago.
I was just like joking around with it, but like, yeah, I did see that. But like, okay, your form got better. I don't really care. I have no actual beef with you.
Yeah, I don't have any beef either. But my thing is, when I see people try to react to the June the King bullshit, that's when I'm like, okay, he's an automatic troll.
I see that. So it's a video titled "From Immovable to Delusion: LowTierGod's Story" on Papa God's channel. What do you say to that? From immovable to delusional.
Yeah, and it's not even a story. It's like some random guy that just, everybody in my personal life, yo, this guy dropped a documentary on me. I'm like, how's there a documentary on me when I've never literally gave out any information? So when I see people react to that, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, okay, it's another troll.
Public figure, so I imagine there's some information that might be true, right?
Like, not unless you sit down and had a conversation with me and asked. I mean, how do you get information I've never released?
Well, is there anything that you want to tell me to like set the record straight on that? Like I got wrong or something?
Because it's a little late now, isn't it? You just went, oh my god.
Yeah, exactly. Like the shit's been out since like 2018, 2019. Like I think it's a little bit too late. I mean, everybody's gonna put whatever narrative they want, but usually when I see people react to that, I'm like, yo, okay, it's this guy.
You've had that video up for 7 months, just spreading misinformation. Are you gonna delete it now?
Here's the thing. This is the problem, dude. Is I'm just a React Andy, so I didn't actually add anything to the video. It's basically just a re-upload.
So you
wasn't that what Abba was saying about?
So you just spread misinformation.
So first of all, I know that was like we're all trolling. I don't know what in there is misinformation. Just because you're saying it's misinformation doesn't mean that it's misinformation.
Have you done the basic amount of research necessary to know it's misinformation before you started profiting from it?
I did not check his TikTok. That's right. That's true. I didn't check his TikTok beforehand. I don't know what's in there that's inaccurate.
Okay.
I mean, maybe it wasn't accurate. Maybe it was accurate.
I'm going to ask the real question. LowTierGod, what's your problem with fat people and this whole fat acceptance movement, like for body positivity shit?
You know what? I feel like body dysmorphia is worse than anything fat people have to deal with. So when I say body dysmorphia, I'm saying somebody like me. So I was like that skinny kid, or if you call me skinny, it used to just kill me. Like, that's all you had to do growing up is just call me skinny. So for me, like, as many people tell me like, oh, you're big, or oh, you're in great shape, this and that. For me, there's still like somewhat of a body dysmorphia issue for me. As confident as I am, it's still like something I think about in the back of my head. Like, oh man, my chest isn't big enough. My arms aren't big enough. But to the general public, they're telling me I'm perfect. So I feel like
can I just regurgitate your argument that it's a cosmetic issue? So who cares? Like,
go ahead.
I'm sympathetic to it because I know there's a lot of skinny people. But before you're like, there's no such thing as fat shaming as a cosmetic issue. Now you're saying I had an issue with being like skinny shamed, basically.
That's a long time ago.
Issue. Yeah, right. But by your logic, it's irrelevant because it's just.
It was fixable. That's what I'm saying. It was fixable. So
fixable is like different from like not mattering. It's like a real thing. Like, yeah, skinny people. First of all, nobody talks about skinny people. They should, because like it's shitty when you're skinny. It's hard to gain weight for a lot of people. It's hard.
Well, if you're going to talk about fat shaming, at least have it collaterally be right there with skinny shaming. Nobody talks about skinny shaming.
Sure.
So,
well, I would say that it would be more productive to talk more about skinny shaming instead of dunking on fat shaming when the opportunity strikes.
I feel like they're equal.
I'm a fat guy, so I'm obviously going to be a little more connected to fat people.
Yeah.
You know,
and I mean, I
super
was a
connected
skinny
to
guy,
people.
so I'm going to be more connected to
Yeah, I
people who
respect
can't
that.
put on mass. It's easier to lose the weight than to put on muscle. That's a known fact.
Sure. It might be. I don't know if it's a known fact.
That's a
It's all
known
calories in,
fact.
calories out.
I should know. It's literally a known fact.
Cite your sources, sir.
I mean,
Send
cite
me
your
research
sources. Look it
study.
up. Look it up. I've done the work.
Okay. Let's go off the
It's just a different
hypothetical. Hold
struggle. I
on.
don't know.
Let's go off the hypothetical that it is true because it's LowTierGod. So
Okay.
what do you go from there?
Well, I would say I don't think it's true. I just think that they're both like a different struggle, and they both.
No, but
suck.
why does it matter whether or not it's easier? What does that change?
I don't think it. I don't. I didn't. I'm not the
No,
one.
I'm
that said
asking
it does.
LowTierGod. Why
Oh,
does
I
it
think you're talking
matter?
to me. Sorry, my bad.
Why does it matter? Because that would mean that somebody who is obese has less room to complain when it's easier to burn butter. It's harder
I
to.
think it's simpler. I don't know if it's easier necessarily. I just think
It's literally easier to burn and melt butter than it is to to sculpt a statue. Like,
Yeah, but have you ever had a really good piece of pizza and you can't stop eating it, bro? Come on.
I mean, I actually ate a whole pizza like a couple of days ago, but I mean, I know my body. But I mean, if you're somebody who holds on to fat, in certain areas, I mean, there's certain shit you're not supposed to eat. I mean, it's easier to speed up your metabolism if you're fat. It's easier to melt the butter if you're fat. It's harder to put on muscle and maintain muscle than it is to lose weight. It's just easier. It's just you change up your eating habits. You cut your carbs at a certain time. You eat the same shit.
Have you ever been hungry though?
I think people that are just big, they just love flavor. I think that's the problem.
I think for a lot of people, it's just like a lot of times people use food as like a coping mechanism when they're like stressed out and shit like that. But,
I'm mad at that. LowTier, you as somebody who likes making jokes about all kinds of people, do you partake in making jokes about fat people too?
It depends. Like I would say I used to, but now it's more like I want to fix people. Because if I see you complaining about it, I'd rather just help you fix it versus clowning about it. Like the Boogie video from so many years ago.
Why can't you do that, Abba? Why are you saying facts now when you're calling girls whales? Abba over here calls 17-year-old girls whales when they're fat.
Damn, where was the path to like? How come nobody? That's what
because I'm not trying to fix them. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, when you think about it, though, so somebody that's fat, that's not even the best version. It's not the best looking version. They sound different when they're fat. Like my best friend is fat, so yeah, he's never gonna be his best version of himself or even talk correct. Like when people lose weight, their voice even changes.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
so why not be the best version? I mean, there's two different versions of of Majin Buu. There's like the fat one, and then when he gets skinny, he has all this extra power in Dragon Ball Z. So
the fat one was nicer. The skinny
as fuck.
it was evil and he was killing people. So like by this logic, I should say fat because skinny people are evil.
I mean, I thought the skinny.
I want to ask you. You said you want to fix them. How are you trying to fix them?
Personal perfection. I feel like nobody that's actually fat is really 100% comfortable in their own skin. As much as Lizzo says that she's like, oh man, I just love being fat, like it's big girl power. Like, come on, she's not really that happy being obese. Deep down inside, she wants to lose weight.
It's a cope so that she doesn't
They
hate
put it in
herself,
our face that they're like happy, like that.
Yes.
There's so
Wait,
many people
hold
on
on.
TikTok that say that they love their body,
Hold on.
and they look at Nick Avocado, whoever the hell that is, and he's like, "I'm happy to be rich." Are you really? I don't think he's really
Wait, but
happy.
do you understand there's a difference between saying loving your body versus loving being fat? Those are not the same thing. Loving your body is about coming to terms with you to have more confidence so you stop eating yourself to death. It's not about how I like it's not to say I feel like some people listen, there's fucking crazy fat people on the internet. Before you guys were talking about how I would like dunk on like liberals basically before. And I used to do that because I used to be a little more edgy, a little cooler, a little more based. But then I got like a little older and I started to learn like I even dunked on like the fat positivity shit until I realized that like it's about like not eating yourself.
No,
hold on.
That's cap.
This is such a mind read, though. You're basically saying like it doesn't matter no matter what they say. There's no way that they could possibly be happy or like content with their body. And it's like that's just we can't. That's just not. No. Sorry, I'm disagreeing with Cherry right now.
I'm mad at these girls.
Guys, I'm right though, right? So
I don't think it's a
Skinny Boo is fat. Skinny Boo is more deadly than Fat Boo, correct?
They say that they are like ideally healthy.
I just want to make sure I was right. From what I remember, Skinny Boo was was more godlike than Fat Boo. Fat Boo was turning motherfuckers into cookies. Skinny Boo was like, all right.
Stop that just for a second.
I'm like, okay, I'm just like, I know I remember.
We're talking about fat people. We're not talking about somebody with love handles. We're not talking about someone with X-ray. I'm talking about like morbidly obese people. Can we stop the whole fun thing with like, oh, they're good with their body? They're not good with their body, okay? It is completely uncomfortable to be that obese. First off, the kind of health issues that you encounter from being able to breathing, sleeping, in terms of just getting up, the kind of pains that you develop, like, let's stop this idea that they're happy with their body. They can say, okay, I'm accepting where I'm at. I'm not going to punish myself every day and hate myself.
That's what they're saying, though.
No. That's actually a lie. Stop. The reason why I say that's a lie is because when you see a lot of this movement develop, you're seeing these articles being developed. You're seeing the narrative being put. Stop. During COVID, I strictly remember everyone saying you really couldn't be that open about the comorbidity issues of fat people when it comes to their likelihood of dying of COVID because they said it was fucking fat shaming. And that was a mainstream narrative. Let's just stop with the fat cope where we're saying stuff like, oh no, that's what the movement is not about that, because once you see it applied in real life, it's literally out here killing people. We're having a hard time having a
I never heard that narrative. Where'd you see that?
You didn't hear the narrative about the fact?
I don't know. I didn't actually see that narrative. I've seen people on TikTok going fucking ballistic. But a lot of these people are just loud minorities in a particular group.
It is minorities like ABBA.
Okay, stop.
Complaining about
I know you want to troll. I know you want to troll, but I really don't care. I'm going to be honest, and this is something that really pisses me off, okay? Because especially for the black community, obesity was a huge problem, and that's why they overwhelmingly were dying from the shit. And the fact that we can't comfortably have a national discussion about the fact that fucking fat people are dying far more from COVID and being open about the fact that we need to change some of our ways pisses me off to no end. And I know Destiny, you're trying to joke, and I appreciate you. That's not an issue. I'm just saying, for me, this issue is especially annoying because our community was the most affected one, and everybody wants to move around the issue, talk about, oh no, it's just about love. No, it's about avoiding difficult conversations because it's financially better for a lot of people to keep these people fucking fat. Okay, so I'm not going to accept that.
I think you're both actually a little bit true here, though. Like the difference, I actually think that we're slightly talking past each other, because I would agree with Abba that there is kind of this cope where you're like not allowed to talk about the fact that there are major health deficits. The issue is that there's actually still difference though between like morbidly obese people and just fat people. And let's be honest, we see all of them as being fat, just like different degrees of it. And there's this element, like this is like what Papa God is saying about like as far as like trying to learn how to love your body is actually like very common in binge like eating disordered like treatment and stuff. Is like the whole goal is not to say like I love being overweight, but it's to go like I have to accept my body as it is and like learn to love it, because it's the only way that I'm going to stop abusing it with food. Like that's also true at the same time. And so it's like we have to like figure out in the conversation how to not lie about like some of the risks and implications with being obese, but also not like fully just like attack fat people and like tell them that they're icky all the time.
But I feel like because of this like obsession with being really okay with being fat and obese results in, I think, skinny people getting picked on.
I don't know.
Yeah, but like skinny people getting picked on is like when pretty girls are like, I hate when guys
bully skinny
on
people.
TikTok.
I don't feel like skinny people get picked on.
The issue
some of them do, but I haven't seen skinny
pick
bullying
on is the same as when like really pretty girls complain about how like everyone's always hit on them. It is really fucking annoying, but it's a very different type of problem than when you're a woman with PCOS and you work out and you cut your diet and you're trying super fucking hard, but your hormones are insane and you can't lose fucking weight. Yeah. And yet when people see you, they just think yuck, right?
The narrative right now is if you care about your diet or if you are even dieting, you are being fat phobic.
That's not the narrative. That's some crazy people saying that.
Is fat phobia even a real thing?
That's not a real narrative. That's actually what's happening with the fat liberation movement.
It's not happening.
No, Terry watched a lot of ABBA videos.
Yeah,
it's not happening.
It totally does.
Who came up with what is the EST for fat phobia?
Hold on. Let me
just everyone chill out, because you guys are all just speaking over each other. Go ahead.
Exactly. And I'm the loudest because I'm a fucking white man. Okay. Sorry, Jewish. But listen, there are people saying that. There are people saying like, oh, it's fat phobic to lose weight. That doesn't represent the majority of even fat people. Most fat people, to be real with you, just want you to stop talking about them, whether it's positive or negative. I think it's just as bad when somebody goes, oh my God, you're so confident when they post a picture of themselves, like look like, being overweight. That's just as bad as calling somebody like a fat pig. Like people just want you to stop talking about fat people. There are fucking crazy fat people, just like there's crazy everything in any group of people.
Okay, I feel like Because
Hold
that's
on.
the problem that I have.
Yes, nobody's saying you can't. I
Yo,
engage with
guys,
crazy. I think it's fucking ridiculous.
when the
I've
fuck
made
did
videos
fat
about these
phobia
fucking
become a
things.
thing?
All my
Like,
criticism is.
Okay,
you made it
We'll
up.
talk about the extremes afterwards, but Papa Gut,
Yes.
this is not just a fringe issue. When Cosmopolitan's coming up with a bunch of fucking national covers for "This is healthy" and using morbidly obese people, talking about these people are perfectly healthy, it's fucking bullshit. Okay, and there
Well,
was like, no.
Okay,
It's not just
sorry.
Cosmopolitan. It's not just Cosmopolitan. There was a series of articles that were tracked around the same time where, on a national level, it's like, can you be fat and fit? More health experts say yes. No, you can't tell.
is that not true?
Hold on. No, you can't tell if a person is healthy just by looking at them. Can you be fat and fit or thin and unhealthy? Is it possible to be overweight and unhealthy? Can you be morbidly obese? As a personal trainer, I've seen people who are obese and extremely healthy. There's a national push to try to make this kind of stuff mainstream. When the reality is, go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You keep finishing. I'm a little stupid. Go ahead.
No. I think you're going to try to say, isn't it true? Can't you?
No. Well, hold on. Listen.
Okay.
I know the healthiest that I ever was 330 when I used to like train a lot. Like I had no health problems. I just got back from the doctor. I was pre-diabetic at the time. They were like, you need to get your shit together. I got my shit together. I was still very fat and I was healthy. I don't think that weight necessarily, I'm not saying that it doesn't always, because a lot of times you look at somebody fat, but it's about the habits that they've been engaging in. When you see a fat person, like, what do you think that I'm eating? Do you think that I'm having like fucking broccoli and chicken every day to get this fat? No, I'm probably eating like foods that are very like micro nutrient, like not dense at all. If I ate more fibrous foods and I ate better, I could still be fat, but there's a less likely that it's going to happen. I think that the narrative of you need to lose weight is worse than saying you need to make healthier habits that could make you lose weight. Because we were saying, like, skinny people can be unhealthy. You literally were saying that you were unhealthy when you were skinny. I don't think it should just be about losing weight. It should be about eating healthy. And I will say one thing that I've been wanting to say is that not a single time in this conversation do we ever have a conversation about good advice to a fat person to start losing weight, other than saying you're fat, you're unhealthy.
Motivation.
That was literally just you just made something up right there. That's not true at all. I remember Erudite just sitting there talking about the fact that if you just lower your calorie intake and then you increase your thing, you build your muscle mass. It's actually a great way to lose weight.
Well, yeah, we know that, but that's not specific, like fat specific advice.
Well, if you want us to do a whole live stream, we certainly can.
It's really good advice, particularly for people who want to lose weight. Like genuinely, that's actually really good advice. I know people like laughed at me and like call me the preacher and stuff, but like I just want to be clear. That's actually a really effective way. I think the problem that I'm hearing between like LTG and Papa Gut specifically is LTG is saying it's easier to lose weight, and I would argue it's simpler. Like we've studied it more. We have better science about it. We broadly know how people lose weight, except for fringe cases like people with hyperthyroidism or women with like PCOS, where we don't know what the fuck's going on. The issue is that putting on muscle, we don't have as simple of an answer. We don't know as well. We haven't studied it as much. It's a much more complex thing. It's a protein and blah, 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 blah.
Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. This is totally backwards. Putting on muscle is more well understood than losing weight. I think that losing weight and things related to appetite especially are incredibly complicated. The problem with just saying like just build muscle and eat less is like Papa Gut said, people aren't fat because they like fucking binge eat one day. It's like a lifetime of habits that are built up in terms of like dietary choices. No, what?
No.
You don't want to build muscle when you're already obese.
Like,
all you have to do is go into the gym and pick things up and put them down. And if you're a reasonably healthy person, you will gain mass.
No, the reality.
No, that's not true.
This is what LTG is talking about. There's tons of skinny ass guys with super high metabolisms that eat like 6,000 calories.
No, there's not. That is not true. Hold on, stop.
Well, here's the thing. I mean,
fucking wrong. Okay?
There's more health.
There is not a huge variance in metabolic rates between people that have equivalent lean to fat muscle mass. That is not true. Unless you're talking about very rare things like PCOS or people like hyperthyroidism or something. Generally, people's metabolisms fall within like the same 300 calorie a day range. And saying that there are some people that are mysteriously skinny and can eat a ton of food and don't gain any weight is absolutely not true. That's like the biggest whole life.
No. I lived around a lot of black people. That's absolutely true.
I mean, does anybody in here know the correct?
Holy shit! No, that is absolutely not true. Here's the number one advice I give to every single person that ever says that is count your calories. And every single time somebody does that, what they come back with after is they go, "Oh my god, I'm eating 1,900 calories a day." That is always the answer. There is no such thing as a person that is mysteriously skinny that's eating 32, 33, 3,500 calories a day. It never ever happens.
But if they are, a lot of skinny people also binge eat one day and then they won't eat like the next 2 days.
Yes,
So even if they're eating a lot one day, they're just not eating the next day.
We've debunked this idea that there are people who have slower metabolisms. If we've debunked that, I think we can also debunk the idea that there are just magical people who have like such so
I
much
apologize.
faster.
I meant to say RMR. Okay, RMR is the better
What
word.
does that
It's not
mean?
metabolism. You're
Resting
correct.
metabolic rate.
Resting metabolic
okay.
rate. That's more what I'm talking about. What isn't quite the same as metabolism, because RMR is a much more fluid thing that you can change. For example, if you're super active,
No.
for example, if you have a higher amount of muscle,
No,
you
no,
burn
no.
more often. Yes, this is true.
No,
Listen,
you just
Jesse just started going to the gym, and so all of a sudden he's just going crazy.
Okay, hold on. What you call RMR is also referred to something called BMR, okay? Your resting metabolic rate or your basal metabolic rate. That is not contingent on the amount of activity you do. The more activity you do, the higher your TDEE is, which is your total daily estimated expenditure. That will increase if you do more activity. But your basal metabolic rate is basically just going to be a function of your lean to fat muscle mass. That's it. If you're an incredibly muscular person, if you got like 8% fucking body fat and you weigh like 250 pounds, yeah, your RMR is going to go massively up. But it's not because of the daily activity you do, it's because of the composition of your body. Sorry.
Okay.
Can I?
Would you agree
We
there's
are
more of a
tapping
science
hard.
for people who want to
We are
lose weight, though?
tapping hard when we say that we know more about how to put on muscle. That's
No,
not
we're not,
true.
though. That
I
is
feel like there's less
absolutely true.
information on how to
That
put on
is
muscle.
not-
If you are a
RMR is not BMR. I'm not saying RMR is BMR. I'm not saying that. I'm sorry if I'm misspeaking, but that's not what I'm trying to say.
Here's the reality. You can find 1 million people that are trying 1 billion different diets, and fucking half of them work, half of them don't, because a lot of them have a lot of trouble sticking to different diets. But you can find a lot of retards that go to the gym and curl all day and somehow have decent looking bodies. It's not hard to build muscle mass. You go to the gym, you pick shit up, and you put it down, and that's it. Like, if you want to talk about like
LowTierGod, you have to
optimizing,
yell over them. They'll never shut up.
Every personal trainer I know disagrees with Destiny and would literally fight him to the death if he made this.
you
thing.
bring anyone in here, and I will fight him to the death. Bring anyone in here. First of all,
There's a
the fact
such
that
thing
you
as
cite
plateau.
personal trainers, which by and large are fucking retards when it comes to anything to do with bodies, is evidence enough that what you're saying is fucking retarded. But what I'm saying is absolutely true. Dude, there's a whole new field of fucking research that's opened up relating to like fucking biomes in your fucking poop chute. Okay, you're literally people are injecting people with fucking shit to try to change their dietary habits. To try to say that that's fucking less or that's more understood than building big bodies, which people have done since the Greek days when people would fucking eat shit out of the streets. Are you fucking serious? People have been building muscle for all of human history. People are like just now learning that our diets are incredibly complicated things. You can't say that building muscle is not trying to say that your diet.
I listen to people who live the life rather than streamers who are online all day.
Okay,
Sorry,
oh,
bro.
that's good. Nice, good.
wait,
So
hold
next time, just say I don't have any fucking idea what I'm talking about, but I'm going to allude to other people who, guess what? Probably go to listen. Abba, you bring on any weightlifter
Appeal
ever.
to
I try
authority. It's a
Abba, I will
valid
tell you,
argument.
Abba, I'll stake my whole reputation on this. Okay, if you bring in any weightlifter friend, they're going to make the same joke you did about you. They're going to say the people that they make fun of the most are the people that sit in mid-max fucking workout programs online and never go to the fucking gym. What they're gonna say is if you go to the gym and just pick shit up and put it down, you're probably gonna build muscle. Every single friend you have that is big will tell you that. I promise.
Have you tried?
He
Have you
doesn't
tried
have the muscles, but he has the knowledge.
Have you tried the starting strength program?
It doesn't matter what I've tried. Everything I just said is true.
It's
Every
good
big
program.
friend you have will tell you exactly that thing. 100%.
Some people,
then how
just to
come
be
you're not a
clear,
super ripped person?
Because I play computer games all day. What does that have to do with what I'm saying? Everything's 100%
No, you said
Yo,
you
this
go to the
shit,
gym all the
it
time.
could just
Starting
literally
strength-
just go in
Starting strength
circles.
isn't
bro.
necessarily about building muscle.
It
If
could
you've been
literally
doing it,
go
how
in
come
it.
it hasn't worked? You have all the knowledge, you have all the time to
I'm
apply.
not because I'm playing video games all day.
So you're
Yeah,
saying
just say
factorial?
hold on,
Are you
hold
saying-
on, hold
no,
on.
no, no, are you saying that
Are you trying to argue
factorial-
whether or not I'm big or not? If that's the argument, I'm
no.
have an argument, but it's not going to change whether I'm right or wrong.
I'm arguing that you have the knowledge, you're ready to do it, you have the time, you say you go to the gym all the time, but it turns out that you applying it, it's not working. So why is it not working? You're counting calories.
There are more variables to
something.
gaining muscle.
You can hit
There
a
are just
plateau.
so
Plateau
many
What are
exists.
your lifts? What are you talking about? If you just want to talk about my personal progress on fucking weightlifting, we can have that conversation, but it has nothing to do with what I just said. Please bring in any weightlifter friend that you have, please, and they will tell you exactly what I've just told you. But
They
bring
will
them in,
tell
please,
you
I
that
promise
gaining
you.
mass for, especially for, okay, certain lifts are really hard for certain people with certain types of bodies. So most people, if they go into the gym and they just do some squats and they do some benches, yeah, they're gonna put on muscle. But for some people, for example, because of the like lever length, because of multiple things about the length of their legs, absolutely, this is actually true. They will struggle to do lifts, and then they'll do it the exact same way that everyone else does. It'll injure them. They'll be weak as fuck, and they don't put on mass. This is true. This is why most people get very like the shit personal trainers suck. But if you get a really good personal trainer and you're somebody who struggled to gain, it's night and day. I know this. This is
You're also going to plateau.
If you're just trying to build muscle, you don't have to pick up a fucking barbell. Just fucking sit at the fucking leg press and build your fucking quads, or go into any fucking machine and pump a fucking machine. You'll build mass. You don't have to do the fucking barbell lifts if your goal is to just build some fucking muscle.
Yeah, we get that. But Abba making digs at the gym progress to win a debate, not cool.
Who cares?
Dan would have never done that.
Yo, Cherry,
You're
if
gonna
you
fight
don't
with
believe me,
Nick.
when I see you, you can touch my legs, okay? I'm not playing.
I'm okay.
Oh, so really quick, can I just jump back in here? Okay. I was saying before, I've been trying to, I'm not good at these group debates, okay, guys? I'm a more quiet. I'm a more quiet. My wife is sleeping in the next room and has to wake up in 5 hours. I can't scream, okay? Here's what I wanted to say. Before, you gave good advice, calories in, calories out. You can do like your IFYM, all that other shit. I'm talking about the fat people. Like, we know we got to eat less, and we know that counting your calories will help us lose weight. Most fat people aren't motivated to do that. When I said this, I mean more like better long-term overall habits for fat people to do. Like, get up and walk for a half hour. That's the first thing, is like get up and walk for a half hour a day.
I've been trying to interject.
Even if you don't like necessarily lose a
they're
ton
too
of weight.
passionate.
Trying to replace all your sodas, even if they're diet with fucking water. Trying to have like some fucking vegetables at a meal. I know all I'm saying is, as a fat person, like we all know we got to eat less and count our calories to lose weight. We're just not fucking doing it. That's all I meant by like, advice to fat people that actually stick.
I muted my mic.
Obviously, we're fucking idiots. That's all I was saying before.
The best advice you can give
fat
people
mic's on like 85,
is to lift heavy weights and put on a lot of muscle. Like, that is going to be the best advice overall, because then your RMR, which is not your BMR, motherfuckers, your RMR will increase, which is better. Also, Destiny, I brought up a fucking personal trainer, so now you can fight.
You can bring a personal trainer, but just so you know, you will never, ever, ever outlift a bad diet as a fat person. You will never do it. If you're fat, you've already got the muscle.
That's why I was trying to talk, because like I'm in the gym like 6 fucking days a week.
A guy
I
with
meal
40%,
prep.
38%
Like, you get what
body
I'm
fat
saying?
is
Like,
not gonna go to the
I
gym
literally
and
live the
outlift
lifestyle.
his fucking fat. That's never gonna happen in the history of all of fucking lifting kind.
Hold up. LowTierGod. LowTierGod. You're a bodybuilder. You live for a living. Like, yo, what do you think about this conversation? You agree or disagree?
Yeah, how you doing over here, dude?
I definitely disagree. I feel like you can hit a plateau. It's not as simple as going to the gym, picking up weights, and putting shit down. Like, there's a science to it.
He's talking about hitting a plateau.
So when you walk into all right, let's put this into equation. So when you walk into a supplement shop, right, it's literally catered around fat loss and how to lose weight. There's not too much shit on how to put on muscle. If you want to put on muscle, okay, we can sell you this protein. Oh wow, is there any pills I could take to put on mass? No, we don't have pills to put on mass, but here's this protein powder. There's more of a science to losing weight than there's more of a science to putting on muscle.
Because weight loss supplements
doesn't work.
Anything.
Yeah, they don't do anything.
You know what works in the supplement shop is protein and creatine. And if you want, you can
for
get the
putting on muscle,
gainer.
maybe,
But
there's still a science. There's still a science behind it. There's still a science behind it.
The weight loss pills are like a pipe dream. I know from experience that doctors will prescribe you fucking psych meds to help you lose weight to fat people because they don't really give a shit. Like, they're just Adderall helps too.
If you want to have a real conversation about losing weight using drugs, you need to get on meth. Okay, that's the honest truth. Okay,
AKA Adderall. You want to suppress your appetite? Get on Adderall.
I mean, honestly, Destiny, if they can have fun and lose weight, I feel like fat people have a lot of options in that case.
That's fucked up.
Tons of options.
The problem is that
your dad died of what?
Meth, dude. That's really fucked up. I can't believe you made that joke.
That's not even true. Fuck you.
I wish it was.
Even if it is
it actually true? Okay,
no, it's not
I'm
true.
sorry. That was a bad gamble on my part.
Sorry, that was
did he become skinny before he died?
Bro, I fucking wish. Wait, no. He's still pretty fat.
So he's not dead.
Okay. What?
No, it was a joke. It was a little goof, guys.
Oh, good.
On one level, right? On one level, right? Fat loss is really simple. And on
I'm
one level,
saying
because
that's how Kevin Gates lost
the
weight.
Answer
He said he was on Adderall, so it suppressed his appetite.
The answer for fat loss is caloric deficit, right? But both of these things interplay into each other a whole bunch, right? So if you do a decent amount of lifting weight, muscle becomes a catalyst for fat loss because all of the activity that you do now increases your MMR or RMR more, right? So you lose more fat for doing the same thing, the more muscle you have, right? Okay. And so when it comes to hypertrophy, there's a whole bunch of additional variables. So there's like 7 different, what's the word I'm looking for? Breaks in the pipeline.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
Eddie makes you not eat.
That can cause you.
That's how Kevin Gates said he lost all his weight. He said I was just having 1 meal a day and doing Adderall.
You can't compare min-maxing muscle gains, which nobody here is talking about and no fat person cares about, to just losing weight in general. These are 2 totally different things. Like, if you want to get into an argument over like what your optimal sleep timings are and what your metabolic windows are for eating, you can have that conversation, but it's not relevant to the general principles of building.
Yeah, exactly. Way down the line.
But none of
that's way down the line. But there's bottlenecks like earlier on in the process, right? So if you have super long lever arms and you try to do any pressing movement, right, you're going to be way weaker than everybody else proportionally, and you're going to be more at risk of shoulder damage
because of your range of motion.
Dude Exactly. So some skinny ass dude gets into the gym. He's like, "Oh, this shit's easy. I fucking watched Destiny, dude. He told me go lift some weights, and I'm gonna get fucking ripped." And then you get in there, and you try to press just like everybody else. Your anterior shoulder capsule starts to burst because your humerus is jamming into all of the structures. You develop like not compartment syndrome, sorry, impingement syndrome, and now you can't lift anymore. And you're out of the gym for 3 weeks because all of this information is generalized and works for some people, but then there's a whole bunch of people like these skinny, lanky ass dudes that we're talking about.
We call them hard gainers.
We call them hard gainers. And they get a hard time, and there's some legitimacy, and there's some like, just fucking eat more, right? Both happen, but like the guys that fall through the cracks are the skinny ass, lanky ass dudes that try to do the same thing as their bros in the gym. They don't understand that there's difference in body geometry, and then they fuck themselves up doing the same thing.
That's true.
Wouldn't that difference be like grip width though? It has nothing to do with like the actual rep ranges that you're going to use, right? Like it's all grip width.
It's not about rep ranges. It's about range of motion, right?
No, I know, but like there's a way to safely do like an overhead press as a tall person with longer limbs. It would usually be with like varying your grip width. So there's no like specific
and depth, right? So it's like if you have a longer humerus.
This is literally true of every single compound lift. There's going to be variations from lifter to lifter.
Not even the compounds. Even if you're doing like a fucking machine unilateral press or something like that. So these people are exceptions, right? This is who we're talking about. I agree that we're talking about exceptions. It's not the average person. The average person is going to walk in the gym and gain weight or gain muscle, right?
But all I'm saying is that you can take 10 people and send them into the gym.
That's
with
because
10 different
I don't know what I was
programs,
trying to
and
say
all
is
of them will make
basically
progress. If you take 10
somebody
people and
like
put them on
me
10
personally, I would
different
never
diets,
look at
half of them will
somebody
drop it
who's
after fucking 1
5'4".
week. The other half will eat the wrong fucking shit and not do anything, and then maybe
as
like
an
1 out of 10
example
will
on
do
how to
okay.
lift
It seems
weights.
a lot
Like yeah, I
harder
could
to
pick
figure
up
out the
knowledge
dieting
and
thing
everything
than
like
it does
that,
to
but
just
for
go
the
to the
most
gym
part,
and
like
stuff up.
you can't really like you don't know how a 6'5" body frame works. So I can't lift exactly like you. Like I gotta lift completely different because I'm 6'5". Like my range of motion is different.
But there's a wrong thing in here, and it has to do with the.
I'm trying to say that unmuted, but you know.
Appetite is this thing that is constantly driving you throughout the day to fuck your diet up. You don't have that same push when it comes to muscle loss. If there was some weird like anabolic activity that like drains your muscles and eats away your protein during the day, then this would be comparable, but it's not. Appetite is an all-day pressure for you to fuck your diet up, whereas going to the gym is because you just got to put an hour or two aside every other day to do that, and you'll be generally okay. But the appetite thing is what makes. That's why when you just say, "Oh, just eat less calories," of what? If somebody doesn't vary their diet and they're eating a lot of over-processed foods and a lot of heavy carbs, and all they're doing is trying to eat less, they're going to be fucking starving by lunchtime, and they're going to fail. They're going to drop. They're going to crash hard. It happens every single time with fat people.
Yeah, so I agree with you. I agree with you completely, right? Caloric deficit is not difficult, but habit change is difficult, right? So finding more satiating foods and finding the strategy that works for you, right?
Because
just like in the gym, you have to find the strategy for you that allows you to.
You don't need a strategy in the gym. If you just go and do random shit, if you're like a young male, you're gonna put on muscle. You will.
You'll also plateau.
True. If you injure yourself, and if you're dieting and you stick the fork down your throat and bleed out by choking it on it, then you
No. Hey, hold on. This is entirely disanalogous, okay? Me saying that a guy with long ass arms that goes in the gym and hurts his shoulder because he has too much range of motion and not enough rotator. Hold on. Let me finish, brother.
Let him finish.
You have a weak rotator cuff, and so then you bust out your the head of your anterior shoulder compartment or whatever, right? So that is analogous to the overweight person who's told lose weight, eat less food. They try, and then like you said, they're hungry by lunchtime and then they binge eat, right? These two things are entirely analogous in the sense that there are complications and there are oversimplified answers. There's complications on both ends, okay?
Well, yeah, but isn't the argument
we know almost all of the biochemical means by which people lose weight and gain weight, and there's tons of variables for hypertrophy that we don't understand. We don't even really know what hypertrophy is.
And yet, how crazy is it that only 2% of people will ever return to a normal BMI from being obese? 2%. How many people go to the gym and put on muscle, though?
It's habit.
Yeah, I know. Right? But how crazy is it that it's so much easier to find people to make progress pics of before and after at the gym than people who do with returning from obesity, right?
Okay, like, what percentage of people who start going to the gym to get big stay going to the gym by the end of January?
A much bigger percentage than people that are obese and try to get back into a normal BMI range.
That's probably true. I'll give that to you. I'll give that one to you. Well, hold on, Sherry.
Kyla, is this the Zumba teacher you were telling me about?
Zumba teacher.
Said Zumba.
Yo, I'm a corrective exercise specialist and powerlifting coach, okay?
Oh, my bad. Wrong person.
I think what Destiny was talking about is called like set point theory or something like that.
No, I'm not talking about that. We don't need to talk about that.
It's completely different. what we're talking about is okay, like there's a whole bunch of variables that go into why people stay overweight and are unable to change why they're overweight, right? One of the really big variables is how to eat.
He definitely knows. He definitely knows what he's talking about.
The number of fat cells that you accumulate.
If you don't hit the gym
stays
daily and you
throughout
don't
your life,
live this shit,
is what affects your
you don't study
leptin
this
and
shit,
ghrelin
you're always gonna have
modulation, which are
misinformation.
Your hunger
So-
Appetite,
your hunger and satiety hormones. And so if you're overweight as a kid, because your parents didn't model a good way for you to eat in to create a homeostatic environment in your body, you develop too many fat cells, which makes you more hungry and become less satiated. And so it becomes more difficult for you to maintain a caloric deficit over a long period of time, let alone the fact that you just don't know how to eat well already, right? So it's an uphill battle for overweight people. It's really challenging.
Here,
The thing is it's known how to change it. We know all of the variables.
The only point I'm trying to make is, if you have a shit diet, will you ever lose weight with a shit diet? If you're not going to gym, will you
define shit diet for me.
Like, just, I don't know. What somebody says, oh, my diet is shit. You never clean up. You don't do much different. You just have a shit diet.
Well, you can lose weight eating nothing but Snickers. Just not many.
Realistically, is that ever going to happen? Or, okay, let's ask. I'll ask a little bit more. I'll ask a little bit more honest question. Okay. What's more likely to happen? Somebody losing weight on a shit diet, or somebody gaining muscle and a shit gym plan?
Definitely more likely for someone gaining muscle on a shit gym plan. That's for sure true.
Okay, that's all I'm trying to say. There's a science to both, and there's a science to min-maxing both. But it's so much easier to just go to the gym, pick things up, and put them down. Whereas on the dieting thing, it's a way more habit-related thing. Like,
well, no, because going to the gym is a habit too, man. So you're like this is you keep confusing adherence. You keep confusing adherence for simplicity.
I think I'm out this conversation.
The problem is that adherence to a gym plan just requires you to show up at a certain time of the day.
Okay, you keep saying this. You keep using these overly simplistic atomic arguments, right? But it's very simple to consume less calories than your body does.
But that's what I'm telling you. That it's not. That's the whole point I'm making. That if you only eat over-processed foods, it's kind of a useless argument to not eat more during the day, because you're going to get fucking hungry. If I give a guy a chicken breast and I have him eat that and I say, you're not eating for 6 hours,
it's either you want to hit the gym or you don't.
I could give him a croissant, which might even be more calories, depending on how much butter is in it. That guy's going to be starving after an hour and a half.
Chicken, rice, and vegetables.
There's constant pressure throughout the day with your appetite to encourage you to eat a bad diet. But for the gym, as long as you go once every other day, you're probably going to be okay.
I'm actually behind on eating a meal right now.
You fuck your shit up.
Destiny, do you feel like that's just true in an American context, or do you feel like that's true in a worldwide context?
It's true worldwide.
Yeah,
bro, America's not even in top. America is not even in the top 10 most obese countries anymore. It's a worldwide epidemic.
I think this is just your American America is better than everywhere mindset, because I would argue that it's probably harder in a lot of foreign countries to stay eating fatty foods or eating unhealthy than here. I would argue that what you're saying is absolutely true here, but I think in a lot of foreign countries it's actually much more difficult.
There's processed food that is
that's American.
All of these countries now.
It's not like we only have McDonald's in like fucking the UK, Germany, France, and the United States. Like,
McDonald's is not the same in those places. 1, 2, they're not nearly as accessible or as relevant. I think what you're saying is true for an American context. Worldwide, I don't believe that's true for every place.
Okay, well, literally the entire world is moving towards obesity. So I don't know what you want me to say. Like, that's just a fact.
That's because everybody's lazier now. It's just everybody's lazier.
There's high processed food with lots of sugar in it, and people are getting more sedentary. So have what you said, all across the world. But I think it's access. And I could be totally wrong.
For example, obesity rate has doubled more than 1 in 4 adults over the past 20 years.
So
America is responsible for half of that.
No, the American diet gets exported to the third world countries.
Sure, but I mean,
it's everyone's fucking problem.
It's easily accessible, high density, like low or high caloric density food, right? It's over processed shit that everybody eats, and then you get fucked. Like, that's it. Like, it's probably impossible. This is my guess, but I could be wrong. But if you actually have like somebody cooking food for you every day and like a well prepared diet, it's probably really hard to overeat, because when you're eating like a real protein, like some reasonable carbs and vegetables for every meal, it's really hard to stuff like 2,000 calories in your face. Whereas every single person in my chat that weighs 100 pounds can eat like a whole box of like large fries and probably like 15 McNuggets.
15?
Well, I was going for the underweight people in chat, okay?
I thought it's 20. Don't they come in like 6, 12, and 20?
I mean, the real question is, do you have abs after consuming all that grease?
Yo, they actually sell 15 packs for chicken nuggets?
Well, they probably buy 20.
They sell 20 pieces.
Okay, 20 people. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
Because they ate all the fries,
It's a better value than getting the 10 pieces, by the way.
Because I know it comes in 6, 12,
underestimate like how many people, how hungry people are. Right?
Well,
tell us how hungry are you?
20 nuggets is gluttony.
Yeah, 20 nuggets is a
Am I-
lot.
Oh, but what if it fits my calories, bro?
Pack for 60, bro. That's real.
What if it fits my IIFYM, bro? Like I can't eat 20
Am I
nuggets.
still
20
quiet,
nuggets is
or is
overkill.
everybody just ignoring me?
No,
I have
the
a
mic's
three-
not working. I can barely
I have a
hear you.
3,500
No, we can
calorie
hear you. We
deficit,
can hear
bro.
you.
Macros is such bullshit though. Like
Wait,
that
what does
if
that
it
mean?
fits your macros. The if it fits your macros thing, because I feel like people just structure that diet around fucking junk food instead of trying to get
Oh,
more
yeah.
nutrients in.
Based.
Wait, but wait. Sorry, I don't understand what macros is bullshit means. So like you're saying if you get enough protein.
Obviously,
Okay, sorry.
the concept of macros. I'm talking about the if it fits your macros like diet model is bullshit because these people just try to find ways to eat as much junk food as possible without going over their calorie limit for the day, instead of being concerned with like getting nutrients and micronutrients.
Word.
I mean, you're also going to be
True, that's
shitting
why the
mud.
focus needs to be on eating better rather than necessarily losing weight. Food
Well, I mean,
first, then losing weight second.
All
There you
of
go.
these strategies work for different people, right? Like I think
Bro,
when
20
it comes
nuggets
to
is
this shit, it's like
overkill. Have you ever
science
had a
settled
20
here, but,
piece,
like,
bro?
Different strokes work for different
20
folks.
nuggets
I
is
shouldn't say it's
overkill.
bullshit. I'm just saying I think it's bullshit. for
Okay,
me. Yeah.
I'll
So-
back off then. I'll back off. I
So,
respect that.
If it
how
works
we,
for somebody
can
Can we
I
find
just
out
say-
what Stardust wanted to say?
I think she said something about chicken nuggets and not liking them.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
No, I want to hear what you had to say.
Yeah, go for it.
Be a
Stardust.
strong,
like-
independent woman.
Your
Let me
mic
hear it.
works now, so we can hear you.
20 nuggets and fries? That's overkill.
I was just gonna agree with Destiny on what he was saying. I think people forget like how hungry fat people are. Like,
I think it's just it's a psychological it's a psychological thing. It's a psychological thing. It's like someone who needs sex. Like you don't need
Well,
sex.
it's
That's
bi-
untrue, bro. I disagree.
That
It's
was funny.
emotional. It's emotional, but it's also biochemical, right? Because I don't want to underplay the like plight of overweight people. Because like if you like we've
plight.
talked about, right? I mean, it sucks. It sucks. It sucks.
It is a plight. It's
Man,
a,
it
it's
sucks
a
to be overweight,
worldwide
but
epidemic. It
If
is a
you're
No,
plight.
overproducing
it
leptin
is.
and
America,
underproducing
America.
ghrelin,
Let's put it
it
that
literally
look,
just
man,
means you're
I'm
hungry all the
hungry.
time.
What can
Okay.
I say?
Okay,
Come
all
on,
right.
dude.
Okay, so Destiny, I wanted to ask you.
Yo, what's up, babe?
I know I was triggering you earlier, and my bad. I didn't.
No, you're triggering me with your dog shit arguments. You make all the personal attacks you want.
Hey,
What
to
he
be honest
said,
with you, I was
eating
making
his
those arguments
bile.
because I knew they would trigger you. So
Fuck
I,
you.
Chemical?
I hope you.
hold up, no, shut up. When I was talking about black people and dying, you were trying to make jokes to deflect from that. So you can
Nice.
suck my nuts, okay? And you can
This
also
bridge
touch
is
my
gonna
leg.
burn up for one of us trolling too hard. I'm warning you right now. But
Nah, I'm good. I don't mind. I don't mind yelling.
I'm
at
not.
the
I'm not good. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. What's up?
I was going to ask you earlier that we got on this topic because I was bringing up the fact that I feel like, nationally speaking, in terms of like this fat acceptance movement, that there's an effort in order to kind of create a bit of a complacency in a lot of people. Papa God obviously disagreed, and he felt like, no, this is just about making people feel good about where they're at. Do you feel like the fat acceptance or body positivity movement, as it's being, purported online and what you're seeing on the national level, do you feel like it's an issue or no?
Fat acceptance is like every single other progressive idea once it hits the mainstream. It starts off as a really good idea that needs more attention, and then it gets morphed and bastardized into something fucking stupid. Like every single fucking thing progressives push for. I don't know why. But like the idea that you can just bully people out of being fat is stupid and it doesn't work. If it did work, nobody would be fat because nobody wants to be fat. It sucks to be fat. But like obviously that doesn't work. So fat acceptance, the idea of at least like, hey, love your body, respect it, appreciate it, and then work is a good idea. But then when people start like modeling for plus,
Okay,
super
yeah,
plus
20
size models
nuggets
and say, well,
is
skinny people can be
940
unhealthy
calories.
just
And on
like fat
top of
people, it
that,
gets real fucking
how much
stupid real quick.
saturated
And
fat
Have you ever seen
that's
the
where we're at.
is in 20
the
nuggets?
catalogs where like the women's
You know,
section
how much
is
saturated fat, how much
inclusive, but the
sodium,
men's
how much
section still
grease.
looks like fucking
It's
six-pack
dangerous to eat
ass
20
models.
Well, I
fucking
think
nuggets.
most men don't care.
Unless you're
about
gonna
that
eat
for
20
women.
nuggets
Well, I
for
don't
the
think
whole
men care
fucking
as
day,
much
that's
as
how
women
you
do that,
basically
that's
counteract
And I
that
don't
shit.
like we don't.
If you're eating
I
20
don't
nuggets
believe
from the
that's gonna get
like
you know
if
what I
your
mean?
if your
So
one
I
meal
think-
is
I
20
think,
nuggets
there's
and a
a
large fry for
societal-
the
like, there's
whole
a
day,
societal-
you're good.
societal context to this, right? Like
I mean,
women are
obviously gonna take a
generally
nasty
more
shit later,
valued for
but
their
you're still gonna
looks,
be good.
whereas
But
men
20
are
nuggets
valued for their
along
achievements,
with 3
things
other
like that,
meals
right?
plus a
So,
large
things
fry,
like
that's
that.
crazy.
Men fetishize fat women sometimes.
That is
That's
absolutely
true.
not happening right now.
You don't think? Wait. I think it is. I mean,
In
like
different
that's
circles.
No, stop.
Hold on,
me,
Destiny,
so hold on,
Destiny,
I have to
Destiny,
speak
the whole
out. I have
thing.
to speak
You're
out
a
for all the
white
fat women
male.
around it.
No,
Yo,
you're
here's a
white male.
question.
She's a she's a half black woman.
It
She wouldn't
doesn't
know.
matter. Even black
Like,
people.
there's a
When
lot of
you're talking
BBW
about
videos
fat
and
people,
people-
you're talking about people that are fat in a particular way. Nobody wants a fat person with flat ass and
Explain
fat
feeders.
flabby boobs.
I mean, here's a
Oh,
question.
I'm
Does
sorry. Was this where we
Yeah,
were gonna play with the
Destiny,
hyper specific
explain
fucking
the
fetish that
Yes.
applies to
You
1%
damn
of
right,
Oh.
I'm gonna play
for
hyper.
Minnesota?
Yes,
Okay,
okay,
I
cherry,
bet.
cherry.
Yo,
You
does
also
fat
think-
shaming
Stop,
only
stop, stop.
apply to women that are fat? Because
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Absolutely.
I feel like it only applies to women who are fat.
Yeah,
Like
that's
you
what I'm
can't
saying.
fat shame a fat guy. If anything, it's just like, oh, oh, just why don't you just be funny and fat?
Well, you can fat shame a
not
fat guy. It's
true.
just not as effective because again, like Stardust was saying, I think
That's what I'm saying is
men
you guys
tend
are
to be
talking
more
about like
valuable.
you guys.
it's
you guys
geared
are talking
it's
about-
geared more towards obese women
Papa,
or
what do you mean
bigger
it's not
women.
as effective? What do you mean?
What I'm trying to say is that it's more. Women face much more fucking bullying for their weight online than men in every capacity. Like you can fat shame men, which is what I was
That's true.
saying. You can fat shame men 100%. It's just not generally. Listen, I don't know. For me personally, I was like, big on TikTok, whatever. Nobody ever made fun of my weight at all. Women existing, they get made fun of for their weight. Like men don't usually hit it that hard. It's usually more about their accomplishments. Women are just like fat, exist, disgusting. That's pretty much like that's the pipeline. So like
I
it
don't think
happens
it's
to men.
especially acceptable for men to talk about like
I-
feeling
I-
bad
I
about being
reject
fat
that.
shamed.
I think fat
But-
phobia.
but- but-
Fat phobia is definitely
hold
for
on.
women.
Wait, whose problem is it? Wait, no, hold on. When you say it's not acceptable for men to talk about being fat shamed, is that because of the fat women that are a part of the body positivity movement, or is that because of other guys or other people that don't like that movement that'll like shit on a guy for speaking out? Because I'll tell you, the most shit I've ever gotten, the most shit I've ever gotten is like from my audience ever is when I talk about how like fat people have a struggle and people are like you're a fucking piece of shit. Like it's not. I don't. It can be
No, I
inclusive for
completely
fat
agree.
guys, but it's not the movement itself.
Okay,
Isn't
so-
saying
Oh,
isn't
I'm not
pushing
saying
people
it's a
out.
movement. I'm just saying if somebody said like, oh, like men don't get as much shit for being fat, and I'm saying I think they do, but I think that they're socially
Yeah.
discouraged from even talking about
I
it.
actually,
Oh,
I
I
actually
think-
disagree. I think
Because I've been trying to speak.
Wait.
Stardust has fucking it all.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
here we
sorry.
go.
I'm
You're
sorry.
gonna tell me that fat people like eating?
No, I'm not going to tell you that fat people like eating. I would reiterate that men generally are given credit for their accomplishments, right? Women are by far like they're more valued for their looks.
100%.
It's just something that you learn like from a young age. And it's changing. It is changing, sure, like
Slowly.
little by little, but I would still say that in most cultures, women are still primarily valued for their looks.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I don't understand how
oh,
Steven
no.
gets
I just
complimented
waited
for
her to
being
finish.
smart,
Sherry, can
and
you
he just
shut up
ignores
for a
that
second?
BBW is even a fucking category on porn.
Okay, all
But
right.
go
Thank
ahead.
you for
They're
talking
not
about random
fetishize.
porn. Okay, so what I was gonna say is,
It supports my argument, Abba.
I like this conversation a lot.
You got dumpstered, Abba. That's where you belong.
Well, I think both things can exist at the same time. That men don't receive as much shit while also not being as accepted into the movement, but it's not by the movement itself.
All right, so
I think Papa Guy, you're onto something interesting because I think that like it's
Oh, thank you.
I can't think of like 5 fat female streamers, but I can think of like 5 fat male Twitch streamers.
True. I'm all 5 of them because that's how fat I am.
well, here's the thing: you can also be banned on dating apps for saying you don't like fat women. Did you know that?
How did you? Is that
Okay,
a
is that
personal thing?
impressive?
I've never,
Or what?
I've never heard of. Is it you're saying I don't like fat women?
Abba
or is it
actually
like-
knows this because he was calling
Or-
me fat fucking
or-
whales and they banned him.
That's what I'm saying. Is it just like you going around calling them
I
fat?
loved every
No, I'm just
second
saying
of
if you put in your dating profile that you don't like large women, you can be suspended on multiple profiles. But if you're a
Think you
woman
should
that puts in
be
your
suspended
dating
on
profile you don't
multiple
like
like that
fat
as well.
guys, you're not going to get suspended. So
I've never
fat
heard of that before.
fat phobia and fat phobia and fat
Wait, why is
shaming
that
is
stupid?
mainly
Why-
geared towards women because I could be
Wait, what-
suspended on a dating app for saying, you know what, my preference is not big women. I'm going to get suspended.
Aaron, you said that's
Oh.
stupid. Why is that stupid to say that?
Uh-oh.
But that's some stupid shit because if you're right in your bio, if you're not even talking about yourself, you're talking about like, hey, I don't fucking like fat people. Okay, get the fuck off this app then. Who gives a fuck? I'm not
Actually,
going to be swiping
Bumble-
right
Oh
on this
my
one
god.
anyway.
Bumble is the first people to
Low tier. When you're on dating apps, don't every woman on the fucking site have a height requirement 95% of the time? What's
I don't
wrong?
even-
They do. And they also look, here's how bigger women disguise. Look, here's how
It's very rare that there's a
It is
height on a.
not 5%. Are you
here's how
crazy?
bigger women
Have you
disguise
read on any
that
dating apps? Wait, the number of
prob-
women
it's
that actually have like 6 feet or taller, that's pretty rare. It's not that common. I'm in fucking Miami and I was in LA before. It's not that common. You don't see it
Yeah,
that
there's
often.
probably
It's
like
super-
I'm saying I think it's
probably
lame to put shit like that in your
0.0001%
bio.
of guys that have a weight requirement in their bio.
Is
right?
this even
That's probably right.
is this happening
Bro,
though? Like I've never
you
heard
are
of anybody
bugging.
getting
I've been
banned for saying they
on
don't want
dating
fat
apps for
girls.
so many years. I've tried everything. That height requirement thing is not a minority thing. It's extremely common. So
Yeah.
you're sitting there, it's like 5%. What are you talking
because
about?
women want to wear
Super common.
heels.
I think
Because women
that the
want to wear
height-
heels.
I think women who have a height requirement are stupid as fuck. I'll agree with that.
But-
I've met
I
women who
disagree.
are like, no, I think it's
Tall-
stupid. I've
tall
met
kings
women
are
who are
better,
like
you know what I'm
5 foot
saying?
tall.
How can you be
who
5
only
feet and have a
date
height
dudes-
requirement?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's stupid as fuck. They shouldn't have one.
I think
and
both are
so,
cringe.
Yeah.
I don't think that we should let 5 foot tall women date 6'4" men.
Exactly. It's a waste of genetics.
Why
You
can't?
think
100%.
both are cringe, but the truth is, most people never gave a fuck. They only care when it's brought up as a counterexample in regards to people.
But we're not talking about most people. We're talking about me, and I'm just saying that I think it's a fucking waste of time to be putting "I don't like this, I don't like that" in your bio instead of just talking about yourself and then letting your selections, like your swipes or whatever, determine who you're gonna talk with anyway. Why do you have to declare who you don't like in your bio? It's a waste of space.
Well, it makes it's quicker.
Actually, no,
it's
it does
quicker
matter.
when you
Hold on.
it's quicker when you just put in the preferences. It makes it
does matter.
easier.
I'll tell you why it matters. 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 I'll tell you why it matters.
Okay.
Because when you're swiping generally, at least on Tinder, for example, there's a certain limit of swipes that you get.
What
to
is
do.
this dude
And what ends
talking
up
about?
happening
The
is
reason
generally the sequence
I
of
look
bunch of people
nervous?
who swiped on you versus people who didn't
The
swipe
only
on
reason
you,
that I
and
would look
put in
nervous is
people-
because
most people who
for
swiped on you,
some
and the
reason
sequence
your
of
mom
swipes
keeps
that you get.
peeking in the
And so when
goddamn door,
people
telling me
who
to
are
hurry up
absolutely
so
not
I can get
interested
my
in,
dick
not
sucked.
open
That would be the
to
only reason
swiping
I'd
on
be
you,
nervous.
it's
Is I'm
just
sitting
wasting
here
your
trying to
time
have a
in the queue,
productive
and also,
conversation.
from the
Yeah,
amount of people that you get that did swipe
she
right on you,
keeps
a lot of them are gonna
eyeballing
be
me.
fat
I
women.
keep looking. That's why I keep
So
looking
that's
back
why you
because
wanna
your
filter
fucking
them
mom
out.
keeps
anyone
peeping in here, wondering when I'm gonna come in here and give her
Yeah,
some
you're
dick.
right.
You
Like,
dumbass
absolutely.
nigga. What are you
Why
talking
can't
about,
the
bro?
preferences? Why can't
The
the
fuck out of my
preferences be,
stream,
like,
pussy. You
acceptable,
wish you was
but
in this
shallow
position.
At the same time, like everyone
No,
looks
no,
at
I'm
it like, oh,
saying-
that's a
The
little
fuck can
cringe.
somebody
But-
look
But-
nervous, nigga? I'm sitting here.
I've never heard of anybody. This all started because there was a claim that people are getting banned off of social, like these apps, dating apps, because they say they don't like fat girls in the bio. I've never heard of that or seen that any story of that.
Yeah, that's look it up. It's Bumble is the first app to actually do that.
Is it because they're saying they want fat people or not want fat people? Or is
Like
it
you're
because
not
they're,
allowed
like,
to put in your
overweight?
bio as a man that you basically only prefer a certain weight difference when it comes to women.
Yeah.
Like you can't put no fat chicks in your profile. If you put no fat chicks, you're getting suspended.
You can think it's cringy. What's wrong with people putting in requirements in their profile? They say, I only want religious men. I only want people who are this height. I only want people for this reason. Why wouldn't they put that
How
in their
about certain
profile?
races? Because I heard on like Grindr or
Well,
whatever.
they let you
No
choose
Asians.
in secret
Hey,
categories.
hold up. If you want to say, I don't want to date these races, I got no problem. You should be able to openly say it. Why
You
shouldn't
should be, but they'll look at it as prejudice.
And they shouldn't, in my opinion, because hold up. On Hinge already, you already have racial profiles. You could actually have a racial feature where you can choose what races you're open to dating in terms of profiles. So who cares if you want to put it out in the open? What the fuck is the issue?
I mean, I don't use dating apps. I'm just saying I think it's fucking shallow
Okay,
for people to
so,
come
I
onto
mean,
these
I think it's
dating apps. And they're trying to like narrowcast based off of these like very superficial preferences. You're allowed to have them. I'm just saying I'm allowed to say that they're fucking stupid.
You can say that.
Wait, hold on. Wait,
I
I'm reading the article.
that,
I'm reading the article, and it includes things like thin shaming as well. So then, wouldn't it be fine since they're not just talking about fat shaming?
Well, I think probably the idea is right. Like, so regardless of the like wokeism of it all, right? It's like it's within all of the dating apps' vested interest to protect the women on the app, right? Because you need as many women as possible on the app to keep the men coming back. And so it's not about wokeism. It's not about fat acceptance. It's about protecting all of the women from feeling.
Yo,
negatively
imagine
on the
how
app, so
weird
they
and,
stay.
and suspect you gotta be to make sure that I see some bullshit, some fake bullshit. You're gonna type it in
Trying to make more
Destiny's chat
money.
because you're
But
blocked in
also
mine. Like these weirdo fuckers follow me everywhere, bro.
It sounds like a capitalist.
These niggas follow me like
I think
every
the,
fucking
the
where.
race
Like get the
preferences
fuck
are
out of here
fine.
with
I
the
would
fake
rather
bullshit.
People like make it up front their race preference than
It's
me having to
16 more
find out
days
that
until
their
I fuck
parents,
your
like,
mom and
really
your
don't
aunt in a
like,
threesome.
like
The fuck out of
them
here with
dating
that
people of
bullshit.
Other races or something like that, you know.
That would just make me
'cause,
more inclined, like fetishizing it,
I don't know. You'll go out on dates with people and you'll be like, "You think your parents will be okay with me?" And they'll be like, "Oh yeah," and then you find out that they really won't be okay with you. So yeah.
I don't believe you. I've never had this happen to me before.
On the topic of, because when we started Destiny, you said that you believe that there was real forms of fat acceptance that were issues in regards to, like you said, the movement moved in a way that basically was unproductive. You said like, oh, they're putting on these models and saying these women are healthy or whatever. Is that the only way that you've seen it profligate in terms?
That's the biggest destructive way that I've seen it going.
Why is it destructive?
Well, because like fat acceptance is about accepting yourself and loving yourself and then making better choices because of that, not deluding yourself into making unhealthy choices and thinking they're okay or not unhealthy.
Or at least
How,
it should be.
how are they deluding themselves? I don't understand.
By thinking that like fat people think that your weight is neutral. Papa God almost said this earlier, and I can't tell if he was saying this or not, but people think that your weight is a neutral thing and that you can be fat and healthy and you can be skinny and unhealthy. You can be skinny and unhealthy, and you can also be fat and healthy-ish, but just being fat, period, is a drag on your health.
Insulin resistance, right? Which leads
Well,
to diabetes
insulin
and
resistance is
metabolic
one
syndrome.
thing. There is the oh god, what's the name for the fat? Visceral fat around your abdomen.
Edema.
Things about your organs. It's like it leads to general inflammation along the body.
Visceral fat is more genetic until you get to the super high end, right?
Well, my understanding is that it's genetic in terms of the way that you put on fat. But if you're genetically predisposed to put on fat in those areas or in that way, then being more fat will allow you to have more fat in that way, right?
Yeah, like the fat, the fat cell type distribution, right? So like men have way more visceral fat than women, generally speaking. So it's much more dangerous for men to be fat because a certain percentage of their fat will crowd their organs.
Exactly.
And like everyone's.
Wait, is that real? Because I'm like asking genuinely because I'm gonna bring this up really quick. This is like an educational one for me. I've dated a lot of fat girls, surprise, right? But none of them have had like any health problems with their weight. But like I do, and I'm the same weight. Is that so? That's what it is.
Yeah, well, potentially.
No, wait.
So
they have problems with their weight. They just don't know it.
Okay, well, they go to the doctor. They get their tests. Like that's what I mean. Like they're not coming back with any bad levels or anything. That's what I mean.
No,
your blood pressure will be worse for most guys because you have more visceral fat. So you store more fat around your organs, which like crushes your liver, and then you start getting a bunch of shitty, fucked up hormones and crazy shit. Like so.
All right, I have to go
old dudes, right? They start to put on weight, and it's all in the torso, right?
Yep.
Whereas
Chicken
women
on the
kind of
grill.
spread it out more globally. So like, that's the whole thing. It's
But
fat
also
cell
a
distribution.
That's
a
crazy,
fat or
bro.
an obese person going to the doctor and being told that everything is fine with them doesn't mean that everything is fine with them. It
Okay,
took,
all
like,
I was
up
saying is that the
until
blood
getting
work
my
came back.
surgery that I found out I had
Look,
hypothyroidism.
there's nobody's in
Because
the
they would
chat
just
talking
assume,
about
like,
they want to
all
expose
right,
me. How about you
everything's
expose
fine, but you just
how I
need to
caught fucking
exercise.
your
You need to
goddamn
eat better.
mom?
So I would always be sent away with like a good bill of health.
That's
Even though
what you
there was
can
an
expose.
underlying medical issue that I had.
Papa Gut, earlier you were
Yes,
making
sir.
a claim.
Expose how you
that
caught me having
essentially
sexual
this fat acceptance
fornications.
movement is overwhelmingly positive, and that like what it's essentially
Caught me
trying to
getting
do is
sucked
make
up
people
on
accept
your
it.
old ass
Do
fucking
you
couch
still
from your
feel that true
grandma.
after hearing what Destiny says, and what contention do you have?
Because your mom had you
Because what
early
he's
because she
saying
was a
is pretty
slut, so your
anti-feminism.
grandma's still young enough to
Well,
fuck.
what he said was that like the fat acceptance movement started as like a good thing, and that's part of it is.
These niggas
gone.
are weird,
Come
bro.
on, right?
How are you gonna cross
Yeah, I
stalk
agree with
me in
that, sure.
multiple chats?
But like what I was just talking about specifically, like loving yourself isn't about like, oh, fat is awesome. For most fat people, we know we're disgusting, or at least that's how a lot of people perceive us. So we're just trying to be like, hey, love your body so that you can like work on it, like he was saying, like Destiny was saying before. Like, yeah, I agree with that.
Why not be neutral about it? I don't understand why you have to be positive or negative about it.
You can't. I don't think humans can maintain a neutral opinion about a fact about themselves.
Parity doesn't exist
I
in
mean,
nature.
just have respect for your body. I don't understand why it has to be. It can be based on respect
If
for
you're
the
talking
love.
about having respect for
Or
something, then you
stalk me in
respect
multiple
someone
chats?
and
You niggas get any
that's
type of
probably
pussy?
gonna have a positive opinion to some extent.
Maybe.
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
think if
I just think the way that
myself,
you
I never find out the medical like underlying issues that I had. So, and I think that for most people, if they just like accept the way that they look and they're fine with it, it's probably going to be really hard to combat.
No,
that.
deadass. I'm gonna
Barry,
ignore
can I ask you a
niggas from this
question
day
real
forward.
What's
So
that?
was your you said you were hypothyroid?
Yeah, I have hypothyroidism.
So when you talk with doctors, did they suggest that your hypothyroid was downstream or upstream of your body weight? If you know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean.
Like
I
in
haven't-
Was
my
hypothyroidism
understanding,
caused by being overweight, or did it cause you to be overweight?
yeah, because my understanding, usually hypothyroidism is just a thing that happens, and then it causes you to be overweight. It's not usually that
my
you become
mother- My mother has it as well, so I think it
It's genetic, and that,
Bro.
Genetic,
that
yeah.
makes it. Yeah, okay. Okay, cool. So I'm sorry. That was just a side note. I was
Are
curious.
you sorry though?
Yeah, I'm Canadian. It's my resting rate.
Where did Erudite go?
She's running up and down the stairs and working out and shit.
Unbelievable.
And kind of
Running
your
up and down.
It seems a little bit.
Yeah.
It seems a little bit fat phobic right now.
She's
for her to play
doing
that
it
downstairs.
She's
Well,
doing her
no, no.
Zumba routine.
Zumba, yeah. Well, we just set up a home gym in the basement, so she'll run downstairs, do a set, come up, objectify me a little bit, and then recycle.
Disgusting.
I know it's actually abominable. I can't handle it.
So I'm gonna ask you, Papa, do you feel like as it is now, when you see the fat acceptance movement, all this body positivity, do you think it's overwhelmingly still a good thing or no?
That's a good question. I think so generally, yeah.
Okay.
I think hold on really quick. I think that people need to call out the fucking insane people that take it too far. Absolutely. But I think overall, like, you know, when people talk about the crazy aspects of the body positivity movement, there's never an aspect that's like, hey, you know what? I understand like loving yourself because you're unhealthy and you need to like be able to get to a point where you feel like working on yourself. But nobody ever says that. It's more just about like dunking on the fat people and the dumb fucking fat people that say dumb shit. There's never like the little extra that's like, hey, listen, for context, like this person's being stupid. This is what's supposed to mean. It's overall just like, yep, up you should never love yourself when you're fat kind of a thing. So I feel like the context is always missing when people have these criticisms.
So I had a 2-portion talk about this not long ago, and for me, every time this topic is brought up, immediately the resistance that comes from it is fascinating. Like, you'll bring up like the fact that this body positivity movement is not leading to good outcomes, and people were like, "Listen, man, not all skinny people are healthy, or not all fat people are obese." I'm just like, "Well, what is this stupid counter argument?" And it always comes up every single time, and it's like, I don't know if it's like a script that everyone's reading from, but literally every time you bring it up, that's what they always rebut with, and I get confused because I'm like, why are we deflecting from the main issues that most people who are morbidly obese are having huge? Go ahead.
Well, okay, hold on. There's a really good reason why this happens. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can offer criticisms to any group of people from a place of compassion or from a place of hatred. And if people feel like it's coming from a place of hatred, they're always going to push back, even if the criticism is true. Like, if I approach, like, we're fighting a lot over affirmative action in the United States today, right? If I come in and I say, like, I think affirmative action is really negative for minority communities because it doesn't seem like the people that are going to school are graduating, and it seems like there are better ways to help them, I'm probably not going to get much pushback against that. But if I come in and I be like, affirmative action is bullshit, and it's taking
you guys
away
know
votes
these
from white
weirdos
people,
hate
I
on
don't think
everything I
it's
do,
black
so
people. People are gonna fight
don't
me
be
on that, just
surprised.
because it sounds like
It
one of the
literally
first
happens
ones, like,
every
it seems
day.
like you actually care, but you have a problem with like the process. And then the second
Show
one,
the
you're just gonna
chat.
shit on people. So when you go up
Show
to like
this.
a person who's saying like, help at every size or whatever, and you're like, listen, bro, like, I care about you. I don't think you're healthy at that size. Like, I think you need to work on your body or whatever. Like, don't hate yourself. But, like, figure versus like, bro, you're a fat fucking loser. You're not healthy. You're on the
These
verge
niggas
of
will follow
death,
me like
motherfucker,
every
right?
fucking
Even if
where
it's
I go.
kind
It
of the
doesn't
same
matter.
thing you're saying, the rhetoric, the messaging is so much different. The second one feels like it's coming from a place of hatred, which is going to cause people to push back. The first one feels compassionate. Yeah.
So 2 parts. I absolutely agree with everything you just said. And I'd also say that even if you come with the first energy, I feel like the resistance to that is still extreme. Do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, it's extreme, but I mean, like, fat people hate themselves and they've been fat their whole life. And that's a hard thing to like carry around.
Where did that come from? The fat people have been fat their whole lives. What does that mean?
That like generally people that are dealing with obesity have like had it thrown at them and deal with it
childhood obesity.
Either it doesn't have to be childhood, it could be like in your teens, whatever, but like either explicitly or at least implicitly your entire
Shit,
life.
I could low-key be
you've been,
playing a
like,
fucking
judged
Tekken
as
tournament
fat.
while
And
doing
that's not
this.
some shit that you can cover up with makeup. That's not some shit you can hide with a different outfit. That's like every time you get on a plane, people are judging you. Every time people see you in public,
need
they're
3
judging you, like,
monitors,
every
bro.
single
2
moment
monitors
of your
not enough.
life. And nobody really cares about you. Like, people kind of pretend to, but like even like other minorities will get more actual
RE?
like
No, I'm
lip
not
service,
playing
or
RE
more
ever
actual
again.
compassion than like fat people who are like, it's your fault, like fix it, like what the fuck. So I think that like there's probably going to be more hostility from that community in general than other community. But I mean, that's just I guess not to say like I agree with you, like and dude, you can find VODs of me shitting on people to do that health at every size thing. Like, I go hard too, but that's going to be the reason why people are pushing back so hard against it, right?
That makes sense.
You know, they say that,
And I'll just say, because I didn't get to finish, I'll just say this last point. I think the other part of the conversation, and this is what we'd spoken about, you and I, earlier when we were talking to Brittany, is I feel like our societies are not socially engineering themselves to give people optimal choices to be healthy. And I think this is the other side of the conversation where I am extremely sympathetic, because I feel like when you live in a city where walking is not encouraged, with no public answer, you're going to use a car. You're going to use unhealthy modes of transportation, which is going to make you more sedentary. I think society can engineer itself to be more healthy. Where if you live in areas where access to good, healthy foods at affordable prices isn't possible, then you're having another thing that's compounding these issues. And so one of the biggest differences I noticed between the European lifestyles and American lifestyles is just the access to good foods, the access to public transport,
My
the encouragement
mods,
to be able to walk.
my
and all that
mods
shit.
or me
Those
are not
little
worried about
things
people that
that
want
I think matter. And then
pay
you
to
can talk
troll or
about the
make a bunch
ingredients,
of
the
different
kind of foods that
usernames.
you're getting, all that
At
shit
the end
too.
of the day, I'm still
So I don't
LowTierGod, so it doesn't even
put all
fucking
the
matter.
blame and the onus on the individual.
I still get to wake up and be LowTierGod.
I think society
These
can
niggas wake
also
up and
engineer itself
just
to be exponentially healthier,
make
but I think it
usernames.
doesn't do
It's
so.
nothing.
Whether purposeful or not, I can't say, but I do think that's also a big part of the problem.
Yo, follow me
Sorry,
to
go ahead,
every
Stone.
last platform, say stupid ass shit, make a bunch of usernames all throughout the day so they have infinite
See, I was
usernames while
gonna say,
I'm
I know
fucking
that,
live. Like, come on, man.
there's some study that they did that showed
That's what
that
I'm saying.
fat
Like, you
people
follow me to
have the same
platforms,
amount
all
of
that
shame
type of
that
shit.
like
I keep
people
I
who don't
told you niggas,
shower or something, like the amount of shame
come
that
on,
they
man.
feel is
You're just still gonna get banned.
is similar or something.
That's
waste of time.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't shower, so
Niggas
I
don't know
can't
what
really
nervous
agree with
is. You can never
I
be me.
was
You can
gonna
never be
say,
on my
someone in
platform.
chat
You'll
said,
never get
yeah,
there.
there's endless opportunities to be healthy. Like,
Too
that's
busy
just not
stalking.
true in some places. Like, the opportunities to be as healthy as there is to be unhealthy is like absolutely not true. I remember living in like North Hollywood,
You'll
in
never
Los
get the
Angeles,
chance to
and
know
I
what
just remember
nerves
being
feel
so
like
far from
outside
every
of a
fucking
job
grocery
interview.
store possible.
Because you're
There was a
bums.
bunch of corner stores with shitty ass foods everywhere.
Yeah.
And in terms of like fast
Right.
food
Well,
joints, like
sir.
it was really shocking to me that if I did a Google
Niggas
search,
be
there
nervous
was
in
like
job interviews.
30
It's gonna
fast
pay you
food joints, and
$15
then
an
there was
hour.
one spot that did groceries like 25-minute walk away. I don't think if you make it hard for people to make healthy choices, people are far less likely to make healthy choices. If you put a gym beside someone, they're far more likely to go to the gym than if it's extremely far away. If you put good, healthy foods that are affordable near people, they're far more likely to cook and make good food than if it's not. So that's what I mean when I say
That's what I'm
society
saying. That's why I gotta. That's why I gotta be
give
more
people
like these
optimal
bigger
choices. It just
content
doesn't,
creators
because I think in
that
this
just
very like
ignore everything.
you know, and the
Because I'm
communists
giving
love this.
I'm giving
like, this
weirdos
hyper-capitalist society,
validation
I think
every
it's just
time I
engineered in a
respond.
way to maximize
Yeah,
profits.
I loved that. Thank you.
Well,
And
not-
I
I
don't
think
have
it's
to
the way-
respond. Like
Listen,
Good.
I'm on a
Yeah, I
completely
don't think it's
different level. I
engineered
don't
to
have
keep
to
us fat. I
interact
think
with
that that's
nobody.
just these are the preferences that
Like
we've
I
adapted
said,
because like the
I could just
products are so
respond to my
good.
mods.
It's kind of like losing our privacy to Google. Like people act like
And
it's a
people
bad thing,
who
but everybody
donate.
loves it because there's so much.
As you
envy,
can
and
see,
it
we're
makes
in
it
Destiny
food
chat.
as
People
well.
were putting super
I
chats.
disagree in this
He didn't
sense.
say a fucking
I think
thing.
the reason why they use addictive things, I think why they use really addictive
He didn't say
properties,
a
despite
fucking
knowing it's
thing.
unhealthy, is that they're maximizing profits. So I don't think they're going out like, yo, we want to make these people as morbidly obese. I think they don't care that it makes you extremely fat, and I think they just lace everything with it because it's addictive and it can maximize their profits at your expense, which makes you fat.
This is
Yeah,
what I'm
but
gonna
I
start
think the
doing
thing
from
is
now
people
on.
won't make those healthy choices otherwise. I think that's the issue. Like
That's
even
it.
if you put grocery stores near a lot of poor people, they're not going to go there and buy healthy food. They're going to buy like what's cheap and easily like preparable, like just like a
Accessible.
fast food thing. Yeah.
well, yeah.
Well, why not
plus,
create more
especially
ways
people
to
working like 60 hours a week? Because like I remember, like one of the things that does bother me a little bit is when people call fat people lazy, just fundamentally sometimes. Because I know that the worst my health was ever was when I was pulling 60 hours a week just trying to like put food on the table. And then obviously the food you're putting on the table is like 7-Eleven has really good 5-for-5 taquitos.
Yeah.
Excellent, really good nutrition. So, that's one of the butt in.
But
here,
so
it's all
to
the-
offset that, why don't we just create more incentives to do healthy behavior that's good for you? Like, why isn't there like a tax write-off for your gym membership or something like that? Like that shit would be
Well,
so.
there really
actually,
should
I
be
think that
the-
there is for your health
Dustin, you
insurance companies.
disabled
You
his
can
live
tell, you
chat?
can give them like the receipt or whatever that you go.
And
and a
if
lot
you
of
say
them
the soda
will
tax, I'm
reimburse.
gonna get so fucking triggered.
Yes, that's
But
what
they
we
should.
really
They
need.
should
We
tax
really
unhealthy
need
food.
to-
Oh my
You have to
fucking God.
tax the fuck out of unhealthy foods. That's what you
I
have to do.
agree.
Because poor people spend the highest percentage of their disposable income on food, or not disposable, I guess you would call it. You call on their necessary expenditures is going to be on food.
I was gonna
so
say,
tax
why
the
would he
fuck
do
out
that?
of sugar.
Well, if we took away their
Absolutely.
food stamps, then poor people can't eat, and then we
Don't
solve
they
the
got a
problem.
Japanese fat tax?
What's
But we
that?
really should, because like we have I don't know where I live, cigarettes there's like a 50% tax, a sin tax to help people stop smoking. So like they should tax fat foods and then do something to help fat people, because I think that there's a level of addiction. I'm not gonna lie,
I don't think it's a level
said
playing
bring up
field
what?
when food companies are putting in additives that are highly addictive, and then we're out here talking about personal choice and accountability all the time. I
Of
think
course,
that
already
if you're
already
engineering
purchased
stuff
RE4
chemically speaking
remake.
to be highly addictive. I think
But I'm
there's a
not
place in which
sitting
the
here
government can come
waiting
in and
for
regulate. I'm not somebody.
I'm not sitting here waiting
despite
164
being a
days to
cool
play
capitalist myself, I think there are places where government regulation is absolutely necessary if it's for the betterment of society. I think this is one
It
of
just
those.
makes shit that tastes good. Like, I mean,
I think a lot of healthy foods do taste good. The problem is these additives are so addictive, and that you get so hooked on them that not having them actually makes you think it doesn't taste bad.
I
would
think
say
that
this:
the main additive you're talking about is just sugar. It's just everything has so much fucking sugar in it.
That's
then,
what
everything is
I
like, and then everything is like ultra fucking over processed.
Hold on, where's the
Like
fucking
I think that's what's fucking us up. Like, but I mean the thing is that like that food is quick and easy to prepare and it's very fucking cheap. And I think that's why people gravitate. So like, there are healthier options that exist, but people just don't buy it because it's either more
Yeah, it's the
expensive or it doesn't taste
convenience
good.
thing.
Yes, okay. So this is where the second issue comes in. I think this is more cultural. I've noticed that like everything is on the fast. It's got to be go go go. And one thing I really enjoyed when I was spending time in Portugal is that you could slow things down a lot. That meals were much more encouraged. Like even when I was in France, like the whole idea of going to your local bakery and things like that were really encouraged and profitable. So not profitable, but just like it worked really well. Now maybe that's not a model that can work in an American market, and so that's an issue culturally speaking that exists. But I think if you're always prioritizing everything based off of like how fast can it be made, I understand it's probably the right solution. I just wish that culturally speaking, it wasn't the only one.
Yeah.
the other alternative is just eat like shit and go to the doctor. They give you pills and you're consequence free.
Jesus.
True.
If there were pills that
No,
did
you
that,
do.
though, I mean, everybody'd be on them. Like,
Yeah.
True.
I was kidding.
True. Yeah. Is there any other solutions that you guys have societally? That you guys would like to see?
I would say that if you've never tried it before, if you actually go one day eating healthy meal and you count your calories, it's insane how hard it is to overeat on actual food versus how easy it is to overeat on dog shit food. Like you can destroy 2,000 calories of like French fries or croissants instantaneously, and you'll feel hungry in like an hour or two. But if you eat like a full meal with like leafy greens, vegetables, maybe like a potato, and then like an actual protein that's not like super ultra twice fried chicken or whatever, like you can eat that. Your meal will be like surprising, like a 600 or 700 calorie meal will fill you up, and you'll stay full for a while. But like it's so hard to get access to that good, like non-processed, not overly processed, not over carb heavy food, like day in and day out. People just want like fast food, and it like fucks you so hard.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back.
Got to make a fast food
Well,
Costco. Those chickens are pretty good. Although chicken's gone up a lot. Wait, really quick, because you guys have a lot of. There was like a doctor in here or something, right? No, I don't know. Listen, I saw something on TikTok. I'm curious about this because like some actual doctor duetted it. They were talking about their I don't know, like fibers coat the food that you eat and help process everything you eat more healthily, or is that not true? I know it's a weird question, but it's like in my head.
If you're wanting my husband here, he just left. I can bring it back if you want. I can just not be on here at all.
Okay, if not, it's fine if nobody can answer. I was just curious because I heard that.
I'm not that proficient in that kind
All
of
right,
stuff.
I'm sorry, guys.
I can
Can
give
I
you his
ask you a
info,
question?
and you can DM him though.
Yes, you want to ask me or someone else?
No, I want to ask you a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I feel like you're saying like, oh, this fat, the body positivity movement has gone too far or whatever. And I feel like there's plenty of people who, and like, believe me, there's room to criticize the excesses of like these types of movements and stuff like that. And I feel like it's happening, but I don't freak out about it because it's like, if you go to 10 doctors, 9 out of 10 of them are not about to start feeding you some like woke line or whatever on like fat acceptance and body positivity. They're going to be like, don't be stupid. You have to lose weight if you want to get healthier, if you want to live longer, And so we started seeing like doctors flipping on this shit just so they can appear politically correct. I don't think it's like
Here's why I don't think it matters. No, here's why I don't think it matters whether doctors are buying it. I think most people don't get a lot of their health tips from doctors or their own doctors. Most folks go on social media, and that's where they're getting their cues for diets, for workouts, for everything. And so when you say that, maybe that's true, maybe that's not. I don't know, but I really don't care because I think what most influences people in regards to the dietary choices they make is actually social media. And when I see the national media, when I see huge influencers making these like shit takes about body positivity, it like infuriates me because I think it just encourages bad habits.
It's a really good point. I think the only thing that I just disagree with is that like, or I guess I don't disagree with, I think it's like just a part that's missing is that I think more people would take advice from doctors, but they don't have access to healthcare, like you were saying with the food thing and all of that.
Here's another take that you're probably not like. Doctors have zero to little to no training when it comes to diets and like.
I wanted to bring this up. Wait, hold on.
Disagree on what?
Well, isn't the issue when it comes to like what Aaron's talking about that like your doctor might give you the advice of like, hey, try to eat healthy, like do all these things, but the reality is that like most people don't want to hear that shit. They want to be given the meds and they want to go to the next thing. So like doctors are like, we're saying this, but nobody gives a fuck. Nobody listens because people are listening to like their social media more, and they're trying to be like, but I just want to love my body and blah 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 blah, and all the other different things that are going on.
Can I be a contrarian here?
Oh, go ahead.
Sure.
Sorry, I just want to. So listen, I know.
Is this true? I just want to read one thing. On average, U.S. medical schools offer only 19.6 hours of nutrition education across 4 years of medical school.
That's why they all reference you to a nutritionist all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but most people are going to see their doctors for advice. They're not really going to consult a nutritionist. That's not what most people's experience is.
Okay, the reality is 99% of people don't need to consult a nutritionist. It's usually pretty basic. But the issue is that like, if you're going to the doctor, he can't just tell you to like change your dietary habits. Like if you present with hypertension, he's not going to say like you need diet and exercise. He's going to give you blood pressure medication. Like that's all they'll
usually do both. Well,
yeah, they'll always tell you to worry out, but people aren't going to.
Well, no, what I want to.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry,
No, it's okay. No, so the only thing I wanted to say, because like just like a personal experience for myself and like my wife, is there are a lot of times when you go to the doctor and they don't really approach the situation in a way that like encourages you to like diet or exercise. Like the most success, which is right now that I've had of like actually getting my shit together, was when I had a doctor who was like, you know what, you should lose weight. It's unhealthy. You're on these meds. And go for like a walk through this. I've had a lot of doctors who you go in and like if you don't lose weight that week, and like again, like I'm working 60-hour weeks, or you don't lose weight in that like 3-month period. And they're like, what did you do? Why didn't you lose weight? And they're harassing the fuck out of you to the point where you want to go there. I've had doctors tell my wife she has like psoriasis, and they don't like, I've had a doctor tell her that she has like psoriasis. And instead of saying something like, hey, you know that your like diet's contributing to it being worse, they'll say, you don't have psoriasis, you're just fat. A lot of times doctors can be fucking stupid when it comes to like dealing with fat people. And it gets like annoying and it's off-putting because I think the first thing you need to do, especially as an unhealthy fat person, is go to the doctor and get whatever medication you need or insulin so that you have like, you feel better to go outside and actually be motivated to move, because that's the most motivated I've ever felt, is actually being on medication I need to get, which like helps me motivate me to actually do shit. I'm not saying that's everybody's experience. I just wanted to like bring that
No,
up.
it's a documented phenomenon. They call it medical fat phobia or whatever, and it's that the doctor won't do like a thorough examination on patients that are fat because they just want to attribute. They're assuming everything can be attributed and answered by their obesity. No, but that's not the case though. There's lots of internal issues that you could be having. Okay, good. But yeah, just like stigma about like weight and obesity.
Diet of cancer? Nah, it's because they're fat.
Can lead to like patients receiving bad healthcare from physicians. You know, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I just got
Problem is
finished.
that, like, GPs are mostly trained in like general practice, so like they're gonna have a lot of knowledge about like certain things. Like they're gonna have broad medical knowledge more than basically everyone else that you're gonna go to. The problem is that they're not gonna have like specified knowledge, right? So like when I had really bad IBS to the point where like I was dropping weight constantly and eating.
No, I didn't
tons
even
of calories
practice them.
and couldn't
Honestly,
process it.
I was doing
Right?
some
Like
other
I
shit
went to my
today.
GP and there was nothing. They tried like they're like, I don't know, have you tried like FODMAP? Have you tried like cutting out gluten? Have you
Totally
tried
forgot
cutting-
about
like,
that shit today.
like they would just throw shit at the wall, and the reality is like doctors are often woefully unprepared, but I wouldn't think it's fair to say that like doctors don't know anything. Like they know the basics about diet, they just can't get like specific.
Nah, doctors are dumb. That's all I have to say, dude. I know more than my doctor. That's what I'm telling you right now.
I really think when it comes to diet and stuff, just considering their limited amount of training and all the horror stories I've heard, I don't know if I really trust them on matters related to diet. But I would also say,
damn.
irrespective of what I think and what
I muted myself.
either of us thinking this, I think the general public does not consider doctors authority figures when it
I
comes
was probably
to
chewing in a
what their
fucking
diet
mic.
should look like. And so I think this discussion about like what should doctors be doing and all this other stuff is kind of relevant for the most part, because I feel like most people don't get their cues from them. I think most folks would trust somebody on social media any day of the week before they looked at doctors, because doctors traditionally don't even have like the body that most of these folks want. It's like whether we like it or not.
Shit, we ready to exit the call or what?
Information you have, people are going to look to what you look like before they listen to anything that you have to say on fitness.
True.
And dieting.
That's some dumb shit though.
No,
Which is-
I mean,
which is
not
fine,
totally.
but-
No, not totally. Like if you're talking to somebody about how to improve your diet and how to get like if you want to get really fit and shredded, and then you're talking to somebody and like they're talking about the lifestyle and they're outlining like this is what you need to do. It like to some extent, like for personal trainers, there's an element where like yes, your body as a doctor, if you're a nutritionist, to some extent your body is a bit of your promotion, because like if it's the same thing with like therapists. If your therapist is like got like crazy shit going on in the background, like I'd kind of want to know, and maybe I wouldn't like take on like as much advice.
I feel like
stay
most
on.
therapists are fucking crazy though. So that's like, you know what I mean? Like most therapists are fucking insane in their personal lives.
Yeah, but as long as I
It's
don't know
true.
it, it's okay. The same
Exactly.
way,
That's true. Good point. Good.
you can be as unhealthy as you want. You know what I mean? As long as I don't know it, then I'll listen to your advice. You know what I'm saying?
Based.
I respect that. That's true.
Exactly. So
I think if you don't have the body to prove it, then you have to have like the fucking language. You need to be able to whip out shit to impress them with like.
I'm
the
sorry.
technology.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If you look like a slob, you trying to give out fitness advice, everybody going to discredit you. I don't care
Well,
how
it's
much you know the language.
It's a good point because I had a fat
Like a
doctor
huge-
once. I had a fat doctor once, and they're like, you got to cut down on your like this and this. I'm like, okay, no problem. I'm gonna have a nice like good shrimp dinner tonight because not like I think shrimp is. I thought it was healthy. He starts screaming at me that there's a lot of cholesterol in there and I'm gonna fucking die. I don't know. So he was kind of an asshole. That fat doctor.
For the
I
new
think he was
people in my
projecting
chat,
onto me 'cause he
now
couldn't
you
have
realize
shit.
why I have
if
my
you just
chat always
fucking
locked.
Melt butter and put that shit inside, then probably. But I think pretty sure that shrimp, depending on how you prepare it, is like generally pretty.
Apparently, it has a lot of cholesterol. I have a bit of high cholesterol, so that's why. I just didn't know that, and you just started screaming at me. It's fucking
I'm
crazy.
pretty sure on this.
Yo, I wanna do, like, one tournament and then play
I read
Minecraft.
something once that said this, but like I'm pretty confident that like not all forms of cholesterol are inherently bad, and like the whole cholesterol being the boogeyman all the time was just kind of like a whole.
Yeah, that's true. I
It's
just think
HDL
that
versus LDL shit.
I think at the end
Yeah,
of the day,
so
if
it's
high
not. I'm not
cholesterol,
crazy, right, Disney?
I don't even know if eating cholesterol gives you higher cholesterol. I don't know if that's true.
Exactly. So like
Well,
this
what,
whole idea.
what would give you higher cholesterol then? Just
I thought
being
it has to do with like your general like activities. I don't know. I have to look it up. But like I know for
Well,
instance,
the
like, eating
doctor
fat
did
doesn't
say
give
if-
you fat. Like, but I don't remember. if
well,
it's
yeah, but
cholesterol
are those like
somewhere
two
else.
different things? Technically, like fat is like a macronutrient, and like fat is just like deposits on your
I
body.
think I've been in
it's
here
like
long
different
enough.
Yeah, it might be.
cholesterol,
I
right?
don't know for cholesterol, but I don't remember. But just
Either way, he yelled at me, and I cried.
What are we gonna do about these people?
You cried, dude.
Yeah, definitely, I cried a little.
Okay, so now that we
I
can
just-
see the. Go ahead.
Well, I don't see people coming to these
Play
like
Village?
body
That means they gotta rebeat the game all
positivity,
over
like,
again.
warriors or whatever for like fitness advice. Like
Uh-huh.
I'm concerned with like the shit fitness advice that goes on in the fucking fitness industry with these influencers that think because they got abs or something like that they're now some authority to be selling people like diet plans and exercise books and all of this bullshit, even though again like they have no training.
Yeah, I'm just
or
gonna say
anything
I'm
like
heading
that.
out.
And people fall for it.
But nobody's saying that they're like people are going to body positives for fitness. The whole point of like a large portion of the body.
I beat
positivity
Ori like
movement is,
5 times,
Don't
but
diet. Don't exercise. Fat is beautiful.
I never
Don't
beat it in
worry
third
about
person
right? So
mode.
like, of course they're not going to them for advice.
Not in beat
fitness.
scoring yet.
Fitness advice, but I just mean like advice related to your body and health and all of that shit. You know.
I think
of course
if
they
you
are.
if you earned a 6-pack, you can say whatever you want. That's just how I
True.
feel.
Well, I think the bigger issue is that everybody who's giving that advice is always women. So if we stopped valuing their opinion, we wouldn't have this issue with body
You know what I
positivity
actually
anymore.
can't stand? And this is like to her point. If a bitch trying to tell me how, like telling these ladies, like, oh, if you want to get a booty doing all this stuff, and they got a BBL, kill yourself.
I agree. There's a lot of fitness influencers
nah.
that you shouldn't
Skip
be
to
like.
Tony and play
committing to. I think
Minecraft?
that area, like,
Wait, name some. Who? Name them. Which
Fitness
one?
influencers?
Paradise? Yeah. Who shouldn't we be listening to?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't even look up fitness influencer. I'm married to like a corrective specialized. Why would I go anywhere else but my house? That's like if you're married to like a doctor and like who specializes in like one area, and you have that problem. You're like, hey, how do I fix this problem? I'm gonna go to like my random TikTok friend instead. Why the fuck would I do that?
Yo, the amount of BBLs has exploded, and I don't think people even know how to look for them because some of these ladies getting modest BBLs, which is wild.
Yeah, they call it a country club BBL.
Yeah, and if you want to know how to see if a girl's got a BBL, you gotta look at the stomach area because what ends up
Appreciate the
happening
5.
is that this is so sneaky, bro. It's almost like liposuction, but then they double it up with the BBL portion. So they just transmit the fat from their stomach area back to their ass. And here's what's really weird: it's like they got cellulite around their legs, and they got these like super nice ass. But then they got like 6-pack abs, which is just like not humanly possible to have like fat, chunky legs and like
Guys,
fat abs.
a BBL is a Brazilian butt lift. I don't think chat knows what it is.
It's okay. They can just call it BBL, you know.
It's called ab etching.
Aren't
they don't have to ab etch. They don't have to ab etch though. There's some people who just do ab etching, but what I'm talking about is when they transfer the fat from the BBL from the abdomen area to their ass, and that's how they look so sexy.
Oh yeah, I know multiple chicks that do.
People are getting them undone now.
I think it, like, to be honest, the reality is like people are doing BBLs because as long as it's done really well, it just looks good. Like it just like she's got a big thick ass and a flat belly. Like it does look good. The problem for Abba is that it's fake, so he doesn't like it, right? But like,
I mean, I'm starting to warm up to it, bro, because like I've been grabbing a few BBLs lately.
They're nice.
No,
they don't all look good. I promise you. I'm
yeah,
from
some
an
of them.
area where people go to fucking Tijuana and they get like cheap ones, and you can tell that they got a cheap one.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
Well,
for sure.
imagine the
Why,
nursing
those
homes in like
Botox
40
exist.
years.
Because they don't feel like fake titties. Like fake titties
well, that's
feel
not
like
like
plastic.
Botox. It doesn't sink because it's your own fat cells that are getting moved to a different location. So like, it's actually a really brilliant surgery when you think about it from like a cosmetic level, because they're your cells. They're going to naturally regenerate. They've just been moved to a new location. There are some complications, obviously. It's not just like
Does it work on more than just butts? I'm just asking.
Yeah, you can do it to your lips. Lots of girls are getting now.
Not like your lip. Is there anywhere else that it works?
Yeah,
Like
you
your
can
biceps?
you could
I
transplant
want
it
a
anywhere.
big BBL dick. That's what he's asking.
That's not what
Wanna-
I'm not asking the question. Somebody's like
You need
Skype
to
chatting me,
scale
and they're asking me that question. Is there a
Yeah,
way that
but
you could do that?
BBLs almost never look natural to me.
That's
true.
cap. That's not true.
I have like a spidey sense. Anytime I see a fake fucking ass, I have a spidey sense instantly.
You have confirmation
No.
bias because you're only talking about the ones that you were able to notice. There's plenty that
Yeah.
you looked at that you couldn't tell was a BBL, and that's what's fucked up. That's why I'm telling you, you're actually not supposed to look at the ass to tell it's a BBL. You're supposed to look at the stomach area.
True.
Well, yeah, you can see the stomach looks a little bit too flat.
Well, they
That's
just
gonna
look
be the
cut.
difference.
They just look shredded.
It's almost like that Barbie
You got
doll
that
effect.
big, thick old
Yeah.
juicy ass when you got like the cut.
Because
ass. Yeah.
I have friends of mine who work out in Panama, and like these ladies tell me like how to tell when someone's got a BBL because everyone's got one over there. And like they would show me pictures of girls who had BBLs. I'm like, I don't see it. Like, how is that even possible? And they're like, you're not supposed to look at the ass. You're supposed to look at the stomach area because that's where they do all the fat transfers. So it's like 2 for 1 essentially. But yeah, you'd be surprised. There's some BBLs that you really can't tell because the ass is like they get a small amount of fat transfer, just enough for it to look nice and plumpy, but not to look crazy big.
But if
Those
the
are the ones
ass
that
looks
are
like
hard.
if the ass looks like 2 glazed buns, you know that it's artificial.
It is
No.
not easy to spot. If you think it's easy to spot them, then all you've ever spotted is really bad BBL.
Well, I know
You've never
ass.
shot- Cosmetic surgeons
Well,
are.
maybe he's
no,
just like a
this is
fucking
insane.
ass
This is
expert.
insane.
He's just
You're
he's just on
wrong.
the next level, dude. You know what I
Aaron,
mean?
you're
Hold
like
up,
you're
hold
both
up.
LTG and Aaron
Hold
are
up.
just wrong.
How
You're
about
just
this?
wrong.
We can do a contest, okay? I'll put a grand on the line, all right? And I'm gonna put 10 profiles up, okay? And you guys gotta guess how many of them are BBLs. And if there's an error margin of more than 2, then you guys fail.
I bet I can guess.
Huh?
So you're just.
I bet I
if
can
one
guess.
of us wins, we just get $1,000, but if one of us loses, do we have to pay you $1,000 or what?
Yeah, you guys are gonna have to put
Put
together. You have to put $100 each into.
Put together like a
So
Jubilee video.
It's to your benefit. Like you have to play you have to put 100 to enter. But if you fail, I get the 200. If one of you wins or both of you wins, then I'll pay you out.
Ooh,
This could
I'd
be like
for
a
sure
really
do this.
good.
I don't agree with them, but I'd for sure do this just for funsies.
No, don't be dishonest, Kyla. You weren't part of this discussion. Stop it now.
I want a chance to win $1,000. Hold up, I want a chance to win $1,000. That's
I don't gamble.
Yeah. Oh,
It's not a gamble.
Not
I would get all of them right.
I don't. I
Look at
mean,
the
we
gamble,
do
so she
keep
admits she
I
can't
don't
tell.
gamble.
Well, I mean, how much are we allowed to
No,
do?
you're still that's
Is it all
fucking metric
visual?
for
How do we get
people that put
to?
money on it? They don't actually think that. No, I don't gamble. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I'm straight edge. I'm doing it.
Yeah, hold on. How is it a gamble if you're so sure of your skills?
I already said that. You stole my talking point.
Yeah, but I find it sounds more convincing.
Gamble. Doesn't change the fact that it's so fucking gamble.
Can
You
we
just
wrap
said
it up,
BBLs are
guys?
so obvious.
I want to.
It is. You can tell. You look at these women's asses, and it looks like the diaper's too full. All right, you can just fucking tell.
Okay, well then take the
Damn.
bet. You're gonna make $1,000. It's not
Right,
even a
no.
bet at that point. It's just like that would be like somebody being like, if you can do 10 simple math questions, you can get $1,000. I'd be like, well, I probably wouldn't say yes because I'm pretty bad at math, but
It's okay. I won't make you compromise your values. You're not allowed to enter anymore.
You won't.
Damn.
You don't have that influence over me, Abba. But okay.
I mean, that's almost like fake titties. You could tell instantly.
Yep,
Yes.
that's easy too. Look at
That's-
Zac Efron.
Wait,
Zac
that is
Efron, like,
not
you can
true.
see-
You can only tell if they're naked and only for some types of fake.
If
Oh
they
my
look
God,
too
that's so
basketball-y,
true.
I know they're fake.
True though. That's true.
And
They're-
LowTierGod's played a lot of basketball.
Bras are
Yeah.
magic. Bras are actually insane. They
Oh,
can
yeah.
make fucking A cups look like double Ds unless you
They
see
do.
a girl's tits naked. Also, there are certain types of women, I've seen these, where the boobs look normal, but when you actually start to touch them, you can get like fake boobs that are like underneath the boob. They don't make it like bigger, but do you know what I'm talking about?
yeah, where they go under the muscle tissue.
Yeah. Like there was one girl, and I was like, oh my god. But then when I touched them, I was like, oh, there's something going on in here. It's either cancer or you got some.
Well, after you found out they were fake, do you think that it was okay to call them a disgusting titted bitch?
Whoa,
Fake titties are
I
like
would,
toys,
but
like,
my
what's
name's
the
not
point?
Laba.
Oh,
I
pop out your
I
tits
think-
and they're-
I
they're
think
just-
I think push-up bras are pretty unethical. I'm not gonna lie.
damn.
Ooh, is that like rape? Would you say?
Calling women whales is
Christ.
not unethical.
No. I think it's perfectly. I think that's like if someone says I got some big titties, you're like word. If she got a push-up bra, hey man, if you want to make up fun of her boobs once you see them, I got no problem with it.
Bro, just fuck her with the bra on. Problem solved.
No, because the magic has already been revealed. It's too late.
Jesus.
Yeah. If you've been talking like yo, I got these titties and it's fantastic, and then it's a push-up bra and you got like A cups or some B cups, like we gonna have a problem.
These women don't fucking exist. These exist in your head. There's no woman who has an A cup, and she's wearing like some huge push-up bra who's bragging about.
Oh, I've seen 'em.
No,
I've seen 'em.
There's some
Bras
B
are
cups.
unbelievable.
But they're not bragging. Who's bragging about it?
No, Abbott just said there are these ladies or whatever with A cups, and then they put on a push-up bra and they're talking about having big titties. Like, no, they're not going to draw
that's
any
dumb.
fucking attention to it.
Yeah, I've definitely seen some B cups masquerading as some D's. And
Were they
that's-
going, I
Maybe-
have huge fat tits? Were they like, oh, I have really big fat tits? Like,
No, they just took pictures in every one where they just had these perky, huge titties in every picture, and
Hey,
they
good for
framed
them.
it with their cleavage in them.
that's good
And
for their
so-
mental health.
I mean, it's
respect it.
equivalent to women's scrunchy tights. It's the same thing, right?
Yeah. Tell them.
So, I mean, why does
Scrunchy
every
tights.
chick in the gym now look like she has ass? It's the tights.
She don't.
Exactly.
She don't. Yeah.
Well,
that's a lot of
hold on,
leg.
hold on,
That's a
hold on.
lot of
That's
leg.
exercise.
Can I tell you? I just want to give a shout out to all the guys in chat that don't know about this because I have fallen prey to this, and I still do, and I still will. Okay,
No.
you have to be so careful of the woman's ass on the counter shot because women can conjure up asses from other dimensions that don't exist. in this one. I have seen women with the fucking flattest Hank Hill ass, and I'm still jerking off to their pictures after we hook up because I'm like, there's just no way this is the same shit. I can't believe it. I cannot believe how much that ass on the counter shit will overinflate the perception of how big of an ass woman is.
All right.
It's also
All
an
right, you
angle
ready for this?
thing.
You ready for this? So they get out at a good angle, then they use their toes to accentuate one half of their booty, and then they use pants. They use pants that don't stop right above the ass but go up
The
to the
pants
back.
tack.
And so what happens is that the
And you get
back,
then the half
back
turn.
looks-
stitch.
yes,
The
so
half
the
turn.
back
Yep.
exactly.
Yep.
So the back will look like it's part of the booty, so it makes it look
Uh-huh.
large. I've learned all the tricks. You feel me?
Ass
So-
fishing.
Stitching has to be in a heart because it actually does like a natural lifting for the bum too. a little bit.
Absolutely. If they put a stitching right below where the butt dip happens, it actually makes the ass look like it's got a deeper curvature. So they
It
do
started
all
with the
these
Amazon
optical
booty
illusions.
pants.
If you pull your tights as well to be loose slightly below your butt cleave, it'll give you a bigger butt cleave. There's like TikToks giving
I'm
girls
taking
tips
notes
on
here.
all
Like,
of this.
listen,
That's
Take
an
notes,
insane take.
LTG.
if you have a small ass, it's okay, but like, don't.
No,
you
no,
know.
it's not. No, it's
It's
not.
better to
Who
be
told
honest
you
about it
that?
than to find out. Do you know how disappointing it is? And
No,
I'm like,
but
when
you know
put
what
a person
happens?
in, It's like,
You
oh
know
my
what happens?
god.
You know what happens is that everyone wants that validation, and they don't care if they've misled you to get you through the door. As long as they got you through the
Oh,
door, they think
no.
everything's okay. And I
Yeah,
understand
people
it.
think
The
wearing
logic makes
flattering
sense.
clothing is dishonest.
Huh?
Like you're like y'all are saying like, oh, it's so deceptive. Some people are wearing these like leggings that make your butt look big or whatever. It's like you're talking about people wearing flattering clothes. You know how
Yeah,
they
no,
They hate
no.
aesthetic.
No,
It's a
no, no, no.
bamboozlement.
There's
It's being
levels, there's
bamboozled.
levels.
There are
No, no,
clothes. There
There's
are
levels.
flattering
Booty shorts are insane.
Listen, there are flattering clothes and there are speakers that make your car sound faster, okay? These are two very different things. And just something that makes you look a little bit nicer versus something that makes it look like something that's not there is, okay?
Yeah. I think there's
Oh.
levels to everything. There's a direct difference between applying a bit of makeup, and then there's some tutorials where the bitch look like she got on a whole new face. Like, it is crazy
that's
when you see them
art.
before
Yeah.
them. Huh?
That's art, dude. That's like you're not appreciating the artistic value of them.
Hey,
being
listen,
able
I didn't
to
want to
do
go on a
something.
date with an artist. I wanted to go on a
Oh,
date with.
hey.
So that's not what I
Listen,
wanted.
Where do we draw the line? Because I'm wearing a hat.
That's a
And I'm
Scrunchy
great
booty
question.
shorts
It's a good
are
question, I think so,
unironic
yeah.
magic. Those things are magic. They're actually really uncomfortable. I got a pair recently, and I hate them. I won't even wear them because
Yeah,
they
it wedges
squeeze
you.
your leg so tight just at the back that it causes your thigh to basically get indented to give you like that extra little couple of centimeters. And they're insane. I put them on, and I'm just like, I am caked up. Like this is a whole dimension of ass. Those shorts those are a problem.
Thank you for your testimonial. And I think this is a good place to wrap it up. D. Steven wants to go to sleep. He's been begging me to stop the stream.
Fucking Steven. I'm sorry.
I got to support him. So listen, everybody, y'all have a good night. Steven, you get some good rest, get some sleep. And
I don't
yeah.
appreciate you trolling.
Definitely.
Well,
Thank you, guys.
You don't?
I'm just fucking with you.
I really don't give a fuck, bro. The way you triggered me and the fact that you said I was friendly to white people, bro, I'll never fucking forget it. And I'm taking you to a cookout. You gonna pay for that one.
Okay, I'm ready to tell all your friends how athletic I think they look and that I voted for Obama like 20 times, okay?
Okay, we'll see. And then I'll say your favorite N-word.
Oh my God.
I'm just playing.
My favorite N-word is nerd, okay? All right, good night, guys. I love you all very much. It's been fun.
All right, guys.
Hey, bye, everybody. Thank you for
Bye.
having me, guys.
Yeah, see you
It was a
later.
lot of fun. Peace.
Bye. Nice.
All right, back to regular scheduled programming. One thing that I've learned is it's definitely a skill to debate. That's all I gotta say. It's definitely a skill. You gotta something you gotta do frequently. It's like everything else. Gotta know when to speak, this and that, when to jump in. Yeah, everything's a skill. But I liked it though. I liked it. Yeah, damn. Nobody's on Tekken tonight? All right, well, fuck it. Minecraft it is. Shit. Well, you can speak up as much as you want, but when you get the stage and if your shit doesn't hit, it's just like, all right, everybody's just gonna start talking again. Like, it's definitely, it's a skill. It's a skill to debate. That's not what I do, but it's a skill that can be learned. So it's no big deal. Everything's an experience. What the fuck is this? Covenant voice chat. That's not really a way to develop skill because there's nobody in there that has big platforms. So it's not even good practice. Are you ready, me? Hey, big salute. Shout out to Destiny for the raid. I'll lower my shit to 3 days. But that's the max I can go because I get a bunch of weirdos. So how to join a tournament. All you have to do is just join. If you guys stay, thanks. If you don't, I understand. You know, this is a LowTierGod stream, so it's like different. Yeah, hop in and say what's up. Okay. Like I said, guys, this side of YouTube is different for me. So everything's just more knowledge to soak up. It's a different style of YouTube. It's a different side of the game. And I guess I kind of put myself into that particular side of YouTube the day I started doing media. Media, you know, aka covering different topics, giving my opinions on different topics, instead of just making Street Fighter videos 24/7. Oh yeah, also guys, I did have a fucking reaction I wanted to do today. I thought that it was something really funny I wanted to react to. Somebody sent it to me. My bad, I'm chewing, so if I mute my mic, there's a reason. How do you join Minecraft? If you're a member, then you can join my Minecraft realm. If you're caught trolling in the Minecraft realm, you'll be kicked. All right, so I got something I want to react to before we start playing Minecraft. All right. Somebody sent it to me and was like, wait a minute. You should react to this. I think it's hilarious. It's about African infidelity. Yeah, you heard it. African infidelity. Turn on rewind. Okay, I will, because there's like nothing crazy I'm doing tonight, so I guess I can honor it tonight. The reason why I don't usually have rewind on my streams, because these weirdos, they steal every spectacle of my stream and try to make videos out of it. That's what people do to me on YouTube. So I'll make sure I make this as unentertaining as possible to make sure that what are you really gonna clip? Bruh, the fact that Elon Musk is gonna unsuspend accounts, that's crazy to me. Yeah, my whole internet presence has been men jacking off to me for years. Also, guys, I want to show you how not to be the biggest simp. All right, you ready? Hold on. Hire a channel to clip. That's a lot of work. I am gonna throw some shit on. I'm gonna start. Like I said, I'm gonna really just throw shit onto LowTierGod Live. So make sure you guys to subscribe to LowTierGod Live. I think it's in the description. You said he banned a tier 4 sub for saying hateful shit. Oh, big salute. I mean, because these guys, they're weird. Like, you know, there's not would do numbers. I have an official clip channel, but it doesn't look like it's doing numbers. You could clip for me. You already got an account. Hey, if you feel like you can clip every last fucking stream into some Kai Cenat plug channel where you're making like short videos and shit, you could DM me on Twitter. We'll talk about it. I mean, you got a bunch of shit. I don't know where you got your archive from, but you got shit that I even forgot about. So it seems like you know what you're doing. No, I mean, like, as far as like any type of moment, like you could always get some moment from some stream. Like you could always clip something from every fucking stream. That's the point that I'm making. Like something is clippable from some stream, because how have I been able to survive on YouTube since basically 2014? And then people just been clipping me since 2014. So it's like, yeah, there's something in every stream that could be, even if it doesn't hit like high numbers, like people gotta get put onto a plug channel. Yeah, like the dictator clip, I forgot I even said that. I was like, I rewinded that shit like 8 times. I was like, what the fuck? I don't even remember saying that. He said it's $8. You don't have to earn it anymore. RIP verification word. Well, Twitter is like, being verified on Twitter never really meant shit anyway, unless you're like a big celebrity. Like I just ran across a couple of profiles that had like 1,500 followers with a blue check. Like what does it really mean if you have 1,500 followers with a blue check? What does that really mean? Oh yeah, the voodoo clip. Yeah, there's that. There's a bunch of shit. You can see those Skarner clips on TikTok. That's the only legitimate positive plug TikTok about me. Positive anything you've ever seen about me that's actually funny. I don't think sliding in a bitch's DMs on Twitter with a blue check is going to help you. That's more of an Instagram thing. Ghetto Hogage? Yeah, he was here. I don't know. US is still looking to ban. All right, what layout am I looking for? Full screen. What's the shit am I looking for? YouTube reactions. Because we live in a buffered ass fucking society. So most people only feel good when they have a blue check next to their fucking name. Like if you're on social media and you do YouTube and this and that, like nobody's gonna take your shit serious if you don't have a blue check. Like imagine me, right? So I got 135K cool on YouTube. You know, you guys remember my Twitter account, the original joint. I had 30K, but wouldn't that 30K just really hit if I had fucking a blue check next to it? So if somebody researched my shit, like, damn, this motherfucker solidified. Oh, damn, blue check on Twitter, blue check on Instagram, like verified on YouTube. Like, wow, this guy's real. But if I tell you I do YouTube and you go, if I tell you I do YouTube, right? You go, you see 135K, you can only see the verification on desktop. You don't see it on mobile. If you go to my Twitter and you don't see no verification, it looks like I'm just a guy fucking around on the internet. If you go on my Instagram, yeah, you might see a cool little high follower count of 19,000, but it still don't look really that, it doesn't hit the same as if I had a blue check. That's what I'm trying to say. It just doesn't hit the fucking same. Like, imagine if you traded Instagrams with a girl, right? Like, hey, blah, blah, blah. You're talking to her like, oh, you mind if I get your Instagram? If she sees your Instagram, right? She's like, all right, cool. But if that blue check pop up, she's like, damn, I got me a winner. What the fuck? Like, let's keep it real, bro. You trade Instagrams with a girl when you got a blue check, it's going to hit way different than being just a nigga with 34,000 with no fucking blue check. Like, people think my follower count is high, but 19.2K, most people can't get that. You gotta be like, the average person can't get followers like that. You gotta be on some thought shit. You have to like fucking be some backflipping ass nigga. You have to be fucking lifting couches, doing like, you see the type of shit people do to try to go viral, to try to get followers on Instagram. Me, I just post my reels. I'm LowTierGod. I just post when I'm trying to promote my pics, so on and so forth. I apply for verification again. I'm ready for them to deny me. We'll see what happens again. Like for me, like I said, verification for me solidifies me, since there's so many parody dick sucker accounts. That's why I want the verification. You know it's me. You know I'm legit. I've been grinding this shit for years. You know what the fuck it is. On top of that, I want brand deals. I'm not trying to get verified to holler at bitches on Instagram. I do not care about that. I'm not one of these fake flexing ass motherfuckers on Instagram showing cars, jewelry, shoes. Make sure, like, you know how fake I can be on Instagram if I really wanted to? I could just hit up my photographer, be like, yo, all right, let's do like a swaggy photo shoot. Let's go here, there. I'm gonna get this Balenciaga sweater. I'm gonna throw on my McQueens. And look, I'm just gonna sip some fucking coffee. And I just want you to just capture all the materialistic shit. Zoom in on my watch, zoom in on my jewelry. Make sure you get a shot of the fucking McQueens. Like, make this shit look lit. Matter of fact, let's go to a restaurant and I want you to just sit there and photograph me. On top of that, get my whips. Like, it's just, Instagram is just so fucking fake. Like, I could never be that fucking type of guy where you only are following me because you want to see what fit I'm wearing. Like, nah, man, I want you to follow me for the fact that I'm LowTierGod. The fact that you fuck with me as an individual, not off what type of jewelry I got, what ring I'm wearing, what whips I'm driving, what shoes I got. Like, that shit is corny to me. I remember I tried that shit years ago. I tried that shit on Instagram years ago. Remember when the fucking breads came out? When they retroed in like 2012? Bro, I did that stupid ass sneaker looking picture where I was licking the bottom. I put that shit up on Instagram, put it up on Facebook. It's like, damn, this shit looks retarded. Took it off. And I wasn't even LowTierGod yet. Like, I wasn't LowTierGod yet. And I thought it looked corny then. Found out. Yeah, shout out to once again, shout out to Destiny again for hosting and even for giving me any type of chance to be on this platform. Yeah, I licked the bottom of the sneaker and posted it. Bro, it's still on my Facebook. You can go look at it. Because for a minute, I used to want to be like a fucking sneaker YouTuber. It's funny because everything happens for a reason, right? When I first started fucking with YouTube, I wanted to be like a sneaker guy where I'm like reviewing fucking Jordans and all this stupid ass fucking 00 coonery shit, right? That's what I used to want to do. And then I told you guys, remember that fucking clip where I was like, yo, this your boy shoe critic, putting on this fake fucking ghetto facade. I think I pulled it up for you guys before. Didn't I pull it up for you guys before? Man, this shit is on like an old ass fucking SD card. Let me try to find it, man. Where is this shit at? I think I got it on an old SD card. Yo, what up? Just hitting you up with a quick review of the Motorboat 9s. Bro, I'm telling you, I had major identity issues for a very long time because I didn't know who I wanted to be. I didn't know who I was. And I was trying to figure shit out. Here, let me try to find this shit real quick. We're going to find it right now. All right, so I went through that SD card. Let me go on this one. I think it's on like a real old SD card. So that means it's got to be a blue one. It's got to be blue. What the fuck is this? All right, we're going to find this shit. I got a bunch of old SD cards. Let's check this SanDisk. Look, this is how you know this shit is old. Look at this fucking shit, bro. Let me see if I can find it. Let me put the chat on the screen. I'm sorry. Hold up. Bro, anybody in the chat should know what the fuck a SanDisk is. Nobody in here is that fucking goddamn young. Like, nigga, if you're 14, you should know what a SanDisk is. If you're 16, you should know what a SanDisk is. All right, let me here, let me see what's on this shit. Damn. I just found some old pics that are crazy, bruh. Wow. I'm not gonna show them, so don't ask. Bro, I got some shit on here that just like, wow, like what? I got some pre-LowTierGod pics when I had short hair. Here, I'll give you a sneak peek of one. Back in my short hair days. That's how I look with short hair, if you ever wanted to know. That's how I look with short hair. Yeah, I mean, nothing's really changed. I just, obviously my face, I couldn't grow a lick of facial hair back then. Barely had a mustache, very short hair. So. And I can't show you the real pic, but obviously it's with like an ex-girlfriend. Of course they're gonna steal it. They're obsessed with me sexually. Why wouldn't they? All right, let me see what else is on here. Yo, look, this is before I started lifting weights. Check this out. At Magic Mountain. When I thought getting dressed was khakis and an Obey tee. Swagless. Swagless, bro. I just thought, look, I thought getting dressed was a pair of SBs. I didn't lift weights, khaki shorts, and a fucking Obey t-shirt. With a fucking G-Shock on. Pre-LowTierGod. Pre-arrogance. Arms skinny as fuck. Bro, I told you I used to be a twig, bro. Now your boy got the gains, like 200 something pounds, like pecs that bust, abs that ripple, biceps that pop, triceps that crisping and shape. Look at that horseshoe, you know? Yeah, SB's been my thing. All right, let's see what else I got. Oh, shit. That might have, I had to make sure. Damn, why did it come up on that fucking screen? Hold on. And if I hit record. I need to make sure shit does not pop up on that screen. All right, we're good. And if I hit record. I don't know. One of these things do have some weird shit on it, but you know what a lot of these pictures I'm looking at represent? A lot of wasted time. Like, Obviously, there's like ex-girlfriend pictures and shit like that. Just a bunch of wasted time. That's why I don't believe in like really taking pictures with chicks, because you look back on the shit and you're like, damn, I wasted hella time with this chick. Yo, I got some funny ass pictures right now. I thought I was swaggy too. Obviously, you can see some of the photo grid. I'm not going to show it, but I thought I was so fucking swaggy this day. And the girl that I was with, she was like taking a bunch of pics of me and shit like that. Real estate agent. I could be many hats. Look like a character from Law and Order. Yeah, I could switch shit up, I could always change, Nah, I was at my cousin's wedding. My barber? Nah, my barber was actually ass back then. If I show you the rest of the pics, my lineup was hella fucked up. Man, I gotta send my mom these pics. Hold on. I'm gonna send this to her. Wow, man. I hate looking at old pictures. It really just depresses me in a sense. I hate looking at old pictures. It's really not a good thing for me. Nah, I don't wish I can go back. It just reminds me of like time that I wasted, or how like time just like. Yo, shout out for the 30.99. Clyde, thank you. You got the same mentality. Pictures with extras are evidence of failure. If anything, it's depressing. Yeah, exactly. Like,
I've got the same mentality.
yeah.
I've got the same mentality.
Let me send this shit.
Just evidence of failure. It's just depressing seeing you wasted time.
Yo, my mom's gonna get a fucking kick out of this shit. Cause I'm going on this old SD card, and you know what like time represents too. Like, I feel like anything in the past was like easier. Like the world was less colluded with bullshit. So when I see pictures like this, it reminds me of the world when it was like easier to be a person. Now it's like harder to be a person. Like there's so many expectations to being a person now. So when you see these pictures, it's just like damn, like I really didn't have to do too much to be me. Like I could just live like a normal person. Now it's just like, yeah, there was Instagram, but it wasn't like crazy hitting like that. There was no thirsty ass shit. There was like no thoughtry on the internet. Like shit was like pleasant. Yeah, this is like 2013 or something like that, 2012. Like the expectations for being a human being now is like, it's very difficult. If not, you're going to be judged on like this crazy ass, like this crazy ass spectrum. Yeah, like this is before I was LowTierGod. I didn't care. Well, I cared about the internet, but I wasn't a presence on the internet. I didn't have to deal with weirdo shit, everything. Like life was simple. All right, let me save this. And then you know what? Like, I feel like definitely the internet destroyed me as a person. Like, I've always been somebody who was like a borderline narcissist, right? I wouldn't feel like it's my fault. I feel like due to the things that happened to me in the past, I feel like I had to develop that to become who I truly am. But the internet definitely took the light out of my eyes for sure. Like that smiling, Like any type of pleasantry that I used to have is gone. The internet took that from me. I can't get that back. It's impossible. Like social media, like, you know, it morphed people. Bro, some of these pics, I look like a fucking alien, bro. All right. So it's not in that folder. The shoe video, I'm looking for it right now. Like, I feel like if the internet never got to the level it is right now, I'd be less arrogant. I wouldn't be, you know, I wouldn't be borderline narcissist. I don't know. I'm not even gonna say borderline. I feel like I do have NPD. Like, every time I look up the traits, you know, I did the video on it. I feel like that's me. I feel like it's something that I can't control, but except for my narcissism is not to the point where I prey on other people. It's not on that. It's not on that type of shit. It's more so, it was more so always to help me as a person. Well, it's not about diagnosing yourself. You look up everything that has to do involved with NPD and everything matches you. Wouldn't you say you have NPD? I don't need a fucker that went to school to tell me if I have NPD or not. Just because you read some books and passed some courses doesn't mean you could tell me if I have NPD. Yeah, I don't look at it like a disorder. I'm just calling it that. To me, it's not a disorder. To me, it's armor. It's infinite armor. Mental armor. All right, yeah, I found the full pic. I can't show you guys that. All right, this isn't the SD card, clearly. Yeah, this ain't the fucking SD card. But I like the person I am. I'm just saying that the internet definitely took the golden shit out of me. Like, it is gone. I can never go back to who I was. I'm fine with that. I've accepted it. It's the internet and my experiences. Like, I can never be a heart on my sleeve type of guy ever again because of my experiences. How am I going to go back when I don't trust anybody? I don't give a fuck to overextend anymore. It's just like, you know, I like the person I am though. It made me who I am today. Let's see. Not quick access. What the fuck is on here? I got old Snapchat shit. Be careful on this shit. Yo, these pictures are so creepy to look at. Damn, they're creepy to look at. Yo, look at this fucking picture. Wow. Well, you could just tell life was like fucking simple as fuck. You just put on a t-shirt. Go outside, like. This is like 2012 or some shit. 2013, I don't fucking know. I would never take a picture like this now. I would never take a picture like this. I would never smile on a picture. There's no smiles left in me just to be walking around smiling. It's gone. This is a smile. This is what you call a smile when it happens to me. When did I get earrings? 13. Look. Yeah, this is a smile. This doesn't look like a smile to you guys? Who took it? Experiences, the world. Yeah, this is a smile when it comes to me, because ever since I've been a little boy, I just never showed my teeth. I'm not a teeth kind of guy. Even if I had like straight pearly whites, like this is on teeth. Like I got this little tooth in here. But yeah, even if not if, but whenever I do get the pearly whites like straight up fixed, I'm still never gonna be showing my teeth. It's just not my thing. My mom used to always be like, when you go to school and take those pictures, smile, show your teeth. I used to come home with I used to bring her home the pictures, and I'd just be like this. Never showing my teeth. Nah, it's not depression. I'm definitely not depressed. Just nothing fascinates me anymore. That's not depression though. Just nothing fascinates me. Like nothing excites me. The most excitement I get is putting up new videos and content on YouTube. That's it. When I drop content, shit, I'm good. Oh, fuck. I'll be right back.